So moving forward, I would like to present to you a short video clip introducing International Management Consultancy.
Quality, innovation, respect, and integrity. Take steps to invest in your career. International Management Consultancy is the leading global marketplace for learning and instruction, helping professionals across the industry to develop skills and expertise to get recognition and growth in the corporate world. We are one of the leading training providers and gradually spreading our training facility amongst candidates based at different geographies, such as Canada, United States of America, United Arab Emirates, Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, Oman, Lebanon, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Philippines, India, and many other countries across the globe. IMC is accredited by the highest industry standards. We put in the efforts and we work to prove our commitment to offering our clients only the best and of superior quality. With a uniquely immersive curriculum that combines live instruction from the leading experts, peer-to-peer collaboration, on-demand lessons, unlimited online trainings, and 24/7 learning support. IMC helps over thousands of professionals learn their skills needed to advance their careers and reach their full potential. In line with our commitment to excellence, IMC offers a number of training courses preparing professionals for certifications and exams given by the international associations in areas like management, finance and accounting, human resources, sales and marketing, quality administration, and as well as project management. By fully attending these courses and successfully completing the requirements of the certifying body, participants will receive a special certificate which recognizes their dedication and commitment and in many cases help them earn valuable continuing education credit. IMC Consultants has been working together with their clients from various industries in aligning their people and processes to compete through high speed, excellent quality, and low cost. We strongly believe that the key to our success is our total commitment in delivering value to our clients based on integrity, honesty, and openness. If you are uncertain about which roles or skills are best for you, hurry! Come visit our website or talk to our expert education consultants today. Take a step, invest in your future, empower your knowledge, and be one of our success stories. International Management Consultancy, excellence is what we deliver.
Thank you so much. May I request everyone to please mute yourself, sir? Thank you for watching the video, by the way, and I hope you're able to get an idea and know who is IMC and our services. So to proceed, before I move forward to the introduction of our trainers, some of you might be thinking of what you will learn from this session. Hence, I'd like to give you a few points of what are the takeaways that you will get from this training. So you will know how to define and understand quality concepts and the evolution of Lean Six Sigma, discuss Six Sigma and benefits to sustain business improvement, explain the role of Six Sigma in customer service and continual improvement. Fourth is to apply and implement the define, measure, analyze, improve, and control problem-solving methodology. Examine and statistical background supporting Six Sigma projects. Compare between the various tools usually used in a Six Sigma project and explain how to deploy Six Sigma and assess organization readiness to launch a successful Six Sigma project. So without further ado, let me introduce to you all our Lean Six Sigma expert for today. He is a Delhi University graduate with over 20 years of diversified experience in operations, project management, operational excellence, audit, training, quality, and compliance, with over 150 plus customized trainings conducted for corporates on Lean Six Sigma, industry and domain specifically, MSA, FMEA, SPC, 5S, and OEE. So he is also an approved trainer of Activet, or Abu Dhabi Center for Technical and Vocational Education and Training. And he completed and mentored 37 black belt, 78 green belt, and 41 Kaizen projects. And lastly, he catered major institutions such as Qatar University, Indian Institute of Technology, Indian Institute of Management, PDPU or Petrochemical University, and SIMS, DIT, IMS, BITS, NIT, and many more. So please all welcome Mr. Shashi Prakash. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Michelle. It was a pleasure listening to you once again. And thanks a lot for giving this opportunity to connect with everyone today.
Sure, my pleasure. Thank you, sir.
Perfect. So I'll take it up from here. All right, thank you. So just a quick check with everyone. If I'm audible to everyone, would request you to please confirm on your chat if you're able to hear me clearly. Perfect. Okay, yes. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. So a very good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to people, because we've got people joining from across the globe and across different time zones. So first of all, before we get going with the content and the topics that we have to cover from Yellow Belt perspective, there are a few things which we must get an idea about, right? When we talk about as a Lean Six Sigma professional. See, I'm sure when you're watching this video all throughout from the IMC introduction video, there's a few things what I specifically want you all to keep in mind. That's what matters to every Lean Six Sigma professional in real world. Where have you taken this certification from? It's very important, because the value of certification does matter. The recruiters do check, they do evaluate the valuation of certificate. So when we talk about IMC certification, as a consultant, I do a lot of hiring myself. I do consult in the hiring stuff for my clients, and we've seen like dealt with a lot of recruiters globally. And IMC certification has a great value in the market, and for specific reasons. When you talk about IMC as an institution, if you must have seen that video, it's accredited with Council for Six Sigma certification, which is US-based accreditation body. It's accredited with the International Quality Federation, which again US-based accreditation body for Six Sigma, and then it's accredited with CPD, which is again UK-based. A lot of universities in UK, they take CPD accreditation. So that's a very highly valuable accreditation that you get. Again, IMC has been accredited by CPD. Next, most like above everything, then we have IASSC, which is again UK based. One of the biggest, like if we talk about, say, in Six Sigma, people tend to look out for institutions which are IASSC approved. And thanks, we have got our IMC. So it's got a lot of weightage on the certificate. So it talks volume of it when you sit to a job interview. So you have holding your IMC certification. So that from the credibility standpoint, it is a great value add. Second, when it comes to the knowledge part of it, when you sit into a job interview, you got the first barrier completed in terms of establishing the credibility. Now, when like I'm talking about our experience, and not a lot of people like us who have interacted with the stakeholders like CEOs, EXOs, and specifically the people who are into hiring, the recruitment team. The biggest disconnect that most of the recruiters globally come across with reference to Lean Six Sigma professionals who have taken the certification is that people have got their training, they've got like learned different tools and stuff. They pass the exam, but The idea is just theoretical. Well, if I tell you and ask you when to use which tool, then you probably don't have an answer. You might know a lot of them. You must have written an exam, passed the exam, but unfortunately, the transition of theory to practical is missing. And that's what every corporate is looking for nowadays. We want ready material. Nobody wants to hire somebody and then train on their cost. So they want everyone who's ready, get going person. So you got a problem, I hired somebody and this person solves my problem. And that's what we're trying to go and establish from the inception of IMC. We have been able to focus on exactly this pain area of the industry based on the feedback that we get. Based on the feedback that we get from the industry, we have continually been looking at revising and revisiting the content that we have. We don't teach anything which is obsolete, outdated, and there are tons of things which have turned obsolete because this time is changing so fast. You got to have the content which is at par with what's going on in the market. So when you're facing a job interview, at least you don't come across, it doesn't sound something like an alien word to you. So on that note, I'll quickly, before we get going with the concept, let me quickly tell you, this is something which once you are completing your Six Sigma certification, when you go through, like when you appear for a job interview and you're supposed to start working on a project, this is how a typical project would look like in real world scenario. And this is sort of completed by our people. So we do not teach theory. That's what it is all about. It's more about practical approach, how you should go about implementing it. So you never have a question in your mind, whether, when, what do we use, you exactly know. The best way of learning is the experiential learning. So you know exactly how things needs to be done. So you don't have to mug up anything, you don't have to memorize anything, you will be doing it. So I am sure everyone would agree, this is the best way of learning is the experiential learning, the practical way of doing it. So this is something which have been created by this. These are simulation projects. So we do also give you simulation projects. So apart from what your certification that you get, you write your exam, you pass your exam, you get your certificate. Other than that, we highly encourage our people to get that level of understanding about practical approach. So you've given the projects to work on and you get an extra certificate as well, which is about project completion certificate. Well, that's like nobody across industry is probably providing it. These are some sample certificates which have been worked out by our participants who have gone through various belts or Six Sigma, green belt or black belt. Today, individuals will understand how these belts, what these belts mean. So this is sample project. So this is the level of understanding you're expected by the corporates, but unfortunately that's missing in the world. Like when I have to hire for my projects, I don't get people, honestly. Well, thanks to the people I have trained, at least I can connect with them. But bottom line, technically, this is how a typical project looks like. So we do share data. We do work on various like templates. So we pretty much people have an idea how to work on a project. If I talk about Six Sigma, I'm sure like by now, at least everyone understands that Six Sigma is an industry independent stuff. Like I come from a service industry background and I have been catering to every possible industry. We talk about oil and natural gas, construction, healthcare, hospitality, IT, BPOs, practically whatnot. Like say there's no limit, no end to it. Six Sigma is applied every possible. These are different types of case studies which are used in every possible part of the world. So there's nothing. Probably we don't know, we don't use it, doesn't mean that people have not been using it. Six Sigma is applied everywhere. So you, which industry do you come from? What kind of educational degree you have taken? Absolutely doesn't matter. What kind of department do you work in? Absolutely doesn't matter. You've got a problem, we have got a solution for Six Sigma. So basically, it is one skill that if you can marshal this resource, the understanding, the concept, if it gets clear, then there's no looking back. Every industry is your industry. Every department is your department. Your chances of doing well in your career increases by multiple times because you are not confined. You don't have boundaries anymore. And so on that note, I guess it will be a good note to get started. Basically, I would love to make sure that at least during this short, brief interaction that we have, I can share the bit of information. At least you get a feeler of how these Lean Six Sigma programs, what they mean, and practically how do you go about it. So on that note, I hope I get enough like a participation from you all. You have the option of chat. Please do use that. If you have a question, please share that. Trust the only question, which is the wrong one, which is not been asked. So I would highly recommend everyone to engage and ask questions. You spend this valuable time, and I would love to go and make sure that your experience, this journey is very, very fruitful. So on that note, happy learning to everyone. So first thing first, let's go and get going with the concept of what do you mean by Lean Six Sigma? Is it one word or two different words? As per your understanding, is Lean Six Sigma two? Okay. How about others? We got a lot of people, two. Okay, perfect. So we all clear about the concept. Again, this is not one word. Lean Six Sigma is two different words. So let's start with the lean part, and then we'll move on to Six Sigma gradually. Let's first get going with the concept of lean. Now, first thing first, let's understand what do you mean by lean. Now, anyone would like to pitch in and share what do you mean by lean? Eliminating waste, simplify. Okay, perfect. That's correct. Anyone else? Reduction of waste. Perfect. That makes sense. Anything else that comes to your mind? How would you define lean in your words? And these answers are correct. What you're getting, what you're sharing, at no point in time I'm trying to say it's wrong. No, this answer is 100% correct. Perfect. Let's then try to summarize this. I'm going to use the same information you have shared, but try to cover up certain important points. See, when you, again, going back to relate this with real world scenario, when you're sitting through a job interview and the recruiters, the first level recruiters, when they ask you a question like this, they're not the ones who are technical. When you go through further rounds in the round 2, round 3, in the future rounds, then you end up having a communication or like a interview with a black belt, or for that matter, master black belt. Then you get into more technical stuff of type of questions. But to start with, you have to get past the gatekeeper, which is the first line of interviewer, recruitment team, which should select you and then hand over to the next concerned department for further rounds of interview. So you got to cover up those basic words until unless your words, your sentence, your definition do not, they don't contain those specific words. Even though you've answered it correctly, in their opinion, it will be an incomplete answer. So we'll just try to go and put together all this information. Like if somebody who's technically correct, will understand it, but somebody who's not will just be going by words. So please keep that in mind. So technically correct person will understand, yes, it's waste reduction and this and that, understood. But somebody who's not technical is just given a checklist of question and answer, will go exactly word by word. So you must give the required words which should fit in the definition of lean. So let's kind of put that together. It's identification and elimination. So I'm going to use the same word of waste from the process to increase efficiency without compromising on the quality of product or service. Well, just let's break this down and understand what do you mean by this. First of all, let's assume there is a process. We all have some process around, like whether we're working in a manufacturing industry or we're dealing in a service industry, we have a lot of process steps. So like we have a department called Department A. That's where my process starts. Then Department A sort of does some bit of work, either it's a manufacturing or service, and the output of Department A goes to Department B. Then this Department B works on it, and then the output of it goes to Department C. And similarly, D, E, F, say this is my 5-6 steps process that we follow, and we end up manufacturing a product, or we end up delivering a service. Hypothetically, takes me 15 days time. That's my existing process, which takes about 15 days time. At the end of 15 days, when I complete this process step from A to F, I get a product delivered or I get a service. Now, what lean says, with the knowledge of lean tools and techniques, Okay. Wahid, you mentioned the screen is not fully visible to me. Okay, it could be temporary. Okay, let me just try and stop sharing and resharing again. Probably that might solve things for you. Just go and let me share that. Is it better? Can you see that now? Because if there is a latency, then could be probably some network glitch at your end. So okay, I guess we can get going now. All right, so perfect. Let's then get going. So this is a process which we are following, and we have been following this since inception of our process. And now with the knowledge of lean tools and techniques, what we try to identify are the activities done in step number A. Can we call them waste? Can we call some of the activities in step number B as a waste? Because every process step has some activities done. In every process step, we got people involved, we have got machinery, raw material. There is a cost of every process step. And say by the end of the 15 days, we end up charging customer, say $1,000. So $1,000 is what we charge, includes every single bit of investment or cost we have incurred, and that cost will include the cost of rent, the cost of resources, the cost of raw material, every possible cost. So technically what lean says, go and investigate your process. Start in identifying the waste in the process. The first step is to identify, by the knowledge of lean tools and techniques, try and identify, are the activities that you're doing, can they be called as a waste? So we haven't discussed the methods of identification. We will do that. So we will be going and doing that, but like pretty much we will use the lean knowledge, lean tools and techniques to understand which of the process steps that we are seeing here is a waste. So hypothetically, by the knowledge of lean tools, as per definition of lean, this process step, some of the activities in this process step is called a waste. It qualifies to be called as a waste. And similarly, some of the process activities here can be qualified as a waste, that can be categorized as a waste if you have understanding of lean tools. Now, what you do at next step, it says eliminate the waste, because why would we keep waste in the process? So now we cut down the process steps, and now new process looks like this. My process step is exactly the same, like it is cut down. I have removed the unwanted activities, unwanted steps in my process. Now I can complete this entire process, say in 10 days. Technically, this is lean. It's no rocket science. It's absolutely commonsensical. Try and go and investigate every single process step and identify the waste as per the lean definition, as per the lean fundamentals. Try and identify the waste in your system. And when you identify those waste, simply eliminate it. Now that's when you are able to deliver the product or service to the customer sooner. Isn't the customer happy? Yes. Customer will be super excited. Well, customer had to wait for 15 days. Now you're getting it done in 10 days. Well, aren't you happy? Yes, because you have delivering the stuff in less than the stipulated time. You are saving on the cost, time, effort, resource, everything that we're investing here. We were doing certain things which was a cost. Now you will be saving that. So customer is happy, you also happy. Pretty much that's what is lean. Having said that, when you're doing that, you cannot compromise on the product quality or service quality. So whatever product quality customer was enjoying at the end of 15 days, or service quality, whatever the customer was enjoying at the end of 15 days, that cannot be changed. Your product quality, service quality cannot be compromised. Well, you go about implementing lean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whatever methods you adopt, but not at the cost of quality. Your quality cannot be compromised. So you just got to find out waste in the system, which is technically not required. So just got to eliminate it. Now, pretty much this is all about lean. Lean is all about time. Lean is all about time. Lean is about speed of the process. Lean talks about simple fundamental. Can you deliver the product or service faster? That's what is lean, time. And how do you reduce the time? By eliminating the waste. So the entire essence of lean is all about time. Can you do it faster? Yes. If I want to do it faster, how do I do it faster? By removing the unnecessary waste in the system. So then we go about eliminating the waste, which makes our process faster. Simple stuff. It's no rocket science. Anyone and everyone out here present We all know lean. We all have been practicing lean in a day-to-day life, in a professional world. Everyone. I can't teach you anything about lean. Trust. Nobody can teach you anything about lean. Why? Because you already know lean. You all have been practicing lean. But yes, you may not have been practicing it with a purpose. You may not have been practicing it regularly. You may not have been practicing in a right order. You may be doing it in an ad hoc basis. You may not be quantifying the improvement, and hence we never see that improvement. So it's important. It's an old proverb. It says that something which you measure, you can improve. And that's what we're going to be doing. We will be learning about how to identify the waste in the process. When you identify the waste, how you go about eliminating it, the structured approach of eliminating a waste in the process to improve the process. Basically, when you did that, you have optimized the efficiency. So when you did this, optimize the efficiency in terms of cost, time, efforts, resources, raw material, everything that you were doing in those steps, you have saved that, and plus the time as well. So this is what you got to do in every lean aspect. All in all, we will put that in a right model so that we know when we are implementing lean, I can show some tangible benefit out of it. I can show it to the management. See, this is what we have saved for you. This is what we have gained for you. This is a profit. You can start measuring and quantifying it. To make this simple, makes things simpler for every one of you. Please, let's go ahead and check this out. Let's have a look at a video. When we look at this video, I can guarantee that nobody will have any doubts that do we really need to learn lean? Yes, probably we need to understand how to put that in structure, but everyone understands lean. Let's check this out one. We're going to look at waste identification. We have not done any discussion about how to identify waste, but check this out. Do you know it? So I'm going to play this quick short video. And the purpose, remember this, purpose of lean is to serve the customer faster. Lean is all about time. So I'm going to play this video. I'm going to stop this sharing and share it with the audio so you can listen to this entire clip and have a look at it. Let's play this out. I'm going to be speaking in between, but try and remember the essence of lean is all about delivering the customers the service or product faster. Look at this. This is what you got to do. Every process, single step, every step has to be measured, noted, time. We will do that quantification part, we'll discuss, but have a look at this. Every single process step has to be measured and the time for every step.
The toaster on the right tends to burn the toast.
Objective is to serve the customer faster. Without knowing lean, even by now, you could think of a lot of things could have been done better. Absolutely, yes. A lot many things could have been done better. This lady has no idea what she's doing. Even this is delaying the process.
I know you're all this.
Hey Steve, did you want that toast plain?
No.
She's trying to clarify requirements now. That's
Hey, about the,
I got it.
about the,
I got it.
really, about the butter.
No, I got it.
too bad.
Rach, no, really, about the butter.
Goodness. At least I'm not going to have food here, at least for sure.
Okay, here you go.
Rach, one piece would have been plenty. I really wanted jelly on it.
So I guess none of us need any clarification about what is lean here. Lean is all about looking at the process and identifying. It's see, what industry do you belong to? It doesn't matter. What department do you work in? Doesn't matter. You have a process. It starts from beginning and it ends it. Look at your process and identify the waste in the system. Do we understand the waste? Yes, it's understandable. It's all commonsensical. Lean is all about looking at your process from the beginning to end. Yes, quantifying. Now you start measuring it. You start looking at every single process step and trying to quantify how much time. And then you look into lots of things like she did had. The best thing she could have done is to take the requirements from the customer first. And a lot of things, the planning, nothing was done in a right way. Lean is all about looking at such messed up process. You have a lot of processes like this. Everyone has process. When we do consulting for corporates, we see this. This is very good right now. Trust, we have seen worse than that. Not even case of this in a real manufacturing kind of setup or an IT world, things are absolutely messed up. The reason why we never criticize it because it's been going on. That's the process. That's the SOP we follow. But it's the time, high time right now to question, are we doing it the right way? So let's start tracking the time and the activities that we do from beginning to end. And the question is, how do I identify? How do I identify and categorize that this activity should be eliminated? This activity is a waste. That's what we will be discussing next. But simply lean is all about observation. The core principle of lean boils down to what do you fix with lean? What you see is what you fix with lean. It's purely observation based. So you look at your process, you observe your process and you fix the process. Simple as that. What you see is what you fix with lean. We'll not say the same thing about Six Sigma, but this is foundation. Lean is so simple that everyone understands it, but since it's simple, it's very difficult to adopt. It's because we will always be fascinated by graphs, charts, analysis. Those are fancy, but we will always give less importance to these simpler things. The most important part of when we work on any process is to kind of set the baseline right. It's very important. The foundation for any implementation is always lean. Your process has to be correct. The foundation has to be laid. Companies where you implement Lean Six Sigma, Lean is the foundation. If you have great Lean culture, Six Sigma will show its true colors, true effect there. But if the company has bad Lean culture, weak Lean culture, Six Sigma will struggle. So the foundation is always Lean. It's commonsensical, everyone understands it, but yes, it needs some bit of self-discipline, it needs some bit of practice, and yes, you need a lot of auditing to make sure that people are following it. It should not be one-day affair. It has to be done diligently. So it's very, very commonsensical stuff, but yes, since it's common sense, unfortunately, common sense is very, very uncommon. So we got to get into the process at a very, very minute level, simple things, but the solution to most of the major problems will come from simple activities. Now, the question is, how do you kind of identify a waste? So when we talk about the Lean concepts, we'll talk about history, how did it start and all that. Let's kind of pick that up. History of Lean, where did it start? And then we'll gradually add up to that. But first, let's identify what do you call as a waste in case of Lean. When you were looking at all these activities, what do you call as a waste in this one? So Japanese started with all this stuff with the concept of Lean. It came from Toyota. We'll talk about history when we'll cover up how it originated and Toyota came up with Lean concepts. But practically, Japanese came up with a version of 7 types of waste. And that's when the Americans added one more to it later on. So now it's 8 waste. The older version, the authentic, the genuine version was always 7 types of waste. But now 8th waste was added by Americans. And that's what is what we call as 8 waste now. Now, when you talk about this, easy way to remember this is Tim Woods. We'll sort of go ahead and kind of, the older version was Tim Wood, and now it's Tim Woods. The extra S is the 8th waste. Now, anyone who would help me write that down, what do you mean by T? No, not the time. T stands for here. Anyone who has done this before? Not the time. This is transportation waste. So these are things we got to watch out for in every process. T stands for transportation waste. I for inventory waste. M for motion waste. W for waiting waste. O for overproduction waste. O for over processing waste. D for defects or reworks in the process, and skills is the last waste, which is when you say unutilized skills. Now let's kind of elaborate all these things so we understand. When I go to my process and I start looking out for waste, what do you look out for? So at every process step, you have to find, is these 8 waste happening? At every single process step, you will try to understand, does it fit into a waste category? But before we get into the waste category, let's understand, what do you mean by a waste? Technical, simple definition of waste. A waste is something which is neither required by the client or by the process. It adds no value. It adds no value to the customer or the process, is what we call as waste. We'll try to understand how does it fit in these 8 waste. It doesn't serve the purpose. Yes, absolutely. Basically, it doesn't add any value. It's just been there because we have never criticized it. We never looked at those activities as a waste. So let's try and understand what you mean by a transportation waste. It's basically unnecessary movement of material or thing. When you move and shift material from one place to another, well, are you utilizing your resources? Yes, specifically in case of manufacturing industry or in a civil or a construction industry, they use a lot of such movement. They do shifting of material from one place to another. Well, without realizing that is a waste. Why do you shift material from one place to another? Because you never planned it in the first place. So you're utilizing your trucks, forklifts, cranes, to shift material from one place to another. We keep dumping stuff at one. So, but while we dump it, we do not think twice about it. We don't plan it. And that's why, say in a hypothetical way, this is say one area where say there's some construction work is going on. That's this area. It's more of a construction where some township is going to be like we'll have a township. So we get the raw material, we dump it, the raw material, say somewhere here. Now we realize, well, we needed to construct a building here. Here is the location for a building. So now we pick up the material again, we dump it here. Then we realize, oh, well, we have to have a walk like path from here. We'll go to a mall or whatever. Then we sort of realize, no, we need to shift the material. We keep shifting material from one place to another. This movement, we don't treat that as a waste. It's a regular practice. Well, I need to use this space. Well, then I'll shift it. Well, I need to use this place. I shift it. This shifting is happening and we're utilizing the material on resources of the organization. And that is a waste. In an IT world, what is this waste? The emails. The emails travel. The emails travel. It's not about movement of people. It's about any material or thing. In an IT world, it's an email, the unnecessary email, flood of emails that goes through. That is a transportation waste. It is utilizing resources of your organization, putting some kind of workload on your servers, on your systems. That is what we got to look at for every single thing. Based on the industry, you got to look at things which move, things which are shifted, which adds no value, it has no requirement. Why are we doing it? Because we don't plan in the first place, and we keep shifting things from one place to another. And that is utilizing, say, it uses resources, like in a case of a manufacturing setup, like it will be in like a civil or construction, it's more about refer to like trucks, forklifts, and trucks, cranes, forklifts, and stuff like that. Bottom line, it's about movement of people, like material from one place to another. Now, having said that, when we talk about IT industry, as I said, it will be could be an emails, which will be movement of material, not people. That will not be, people will come into different category. When we talk about inventory waste, this is more about unnecessary movement of not movement, but unnecessary or extra inventory blocked more than required. Now let's kind of get to some bit of deep dive into this section. This is one of the biggest problem in most of the process, inventory waste. You do not look at inventory as a, like, so when we say if a businessman's money is the money in circulation, like if my money is tied up as a as a raw material. So here we prefer, say, referring this as raw material. So if I purchase and say raw material worth $10,000, which is of no use right now, I've blocked that money. Now, is my money blocked? Yes. I will wait for a demand to come in so I can utilize this raw material and make the product and then make money out of it. Is that the only cost, or is that the only money which is blocked for me? Or there's more cost, hidden cost along with this, which I'm not looking at right now? Can you think of additional costs which are associated with this raw material of $10,000? Yes, I do completely. You have to kind of plan things out. If we don't plan, we'll always get into a transportation waste issue. But having said that, when we're talking about inventory waste, what additional waste are we talking about with reference to the actual cost that we have invested? Is there more cost associated with this? Excess product, well, we got that. Like, we never needed this one, but we purchased this, hoping there will be a need, there will be demand. Space, yes. There's a cost of storage. Would there be cost of resources to manage this? Would there be a shelf life for this inventory? What if this inventory gets like outdated? Well, obsolescence cost, handling cost, pretty much. A lot of things which you don't account for. This is hidden cost. So we are not only talking about $10,000. This is more cost attached to it. And a good company, labor cost, the resource cost. Yes, technically the insurance could be a part of it. You might have to insure that inventory. So there will be insurance cost, which could be added to this. So there is more cost than what we think of. It's not just $10,000, the more money which is getting invested and wasted. You never needed, you were not required to keep this material, but you block the money. Now your money is sitting like idle in your warehouse. Like one fine day there will be demand and you use this inventory to make stuff out of it. Well, till that time, you're bearing every possible cost. You know, the best industry, like the people who gave the word lean to the world, the Toyota car company, which started this lean concept for everyone. So these guys, anyone knows how much inventory do they carry? I'm talking about Toyota. Anyone who is in case aware of it? How much inventory Toyota keeps? Anyone? Damage? Yes, absolutely. Damage would also be an additional cost. But yeah, how much inventory anyone knows Toyota works with? Toyota has a simple principle of zero inventory. Toyota doesn't keep any inventory with them. Yes, JIT, just-in-time approach. They work with just-in-time approach. What do you mean by just-in-time? The entire philosophy of Toyota being so successful. These guys founded this concept of lean for us. They work with simple concept of just-in-time. Basically, they only procure when it's needed. So the right place, right time, right quantity, right quality, and right price. Simple philosophy, nothing more, nothing less. They only procure when it's needed and they exactly procure what is needed. Nothing more, nothing less. Let me give you a quick explanation about what they work with and right product. So practically it's not about nothing more. These guys had this concept of, say this is Toyota facility. I'm talking about not the current version, the old version of Toyota. This is Toyota manufacturing facility. These guys had a contract with the vendors that if you want to do business with Toyota, well, you need to have your stores, warehouse within 30 minutes drive. We are not storekeepers. We are manufacturers. Toyota doesn't have a store here in the facility. It's a 100% manufacturing facility. So they had a contract with their suppliers. Well, we need it, we'll ask for it. You can't be anywhere in the world. You may have your business, your headquarters anywhere, but you got to do a business with Toyota. You got to keep your warehouse within 30 minutes drive. We will, well, when people book a Toyota car, well, at various car dealers through the ERP system, say 50 cars were booked. Toyota gets to know, we need to manufacture 50 cars. Customer is waiting. Customer has paid a token money. A booking amount has been paid. Well, Toyota will relay communication to all the vendors that within 30 minutes, how much material, cars, which is like material worth 50 cars, has to be supplied. And within 30 minutes, as per the contract, they have to supply the material. Well, this is the old version. Toyota got even more stringent. Now, the current version is this. Toyota says 30 minutes is too much. My customer has to wait. That's the Toyota facility. And the boundaries at which, like here, you have 1,500 plus suppliers. You cannot be anywhere. We can't wait for long. So you have 1,500 suppliers right at the boundary. Obviously, you're paying rent to Toyota for that. But you know, Toyota keeps no inventory. It's job of a supplier to keep it. Well, they dictate the term with Toyota, with every supplier that you got to keep. When we need it, we'll ask for it. Immediately, you should provide it. It's not my job to block my money. Your job, your supply, you got to keep it. I'm not the one. They exactly work with this simple logic. They do not keep any inventory with themselves. Very, very clear about it. We're not suppliers. We're manufacturers. Will do what we're supposed to. These guys are great in terms of implementing. Now, that is where the right question, Shibala, I was waiting for that. And that trust, this is a very important question. Well, when Toyota keeps zero inventory, then how do they manage the fluctuations? With this, right now, we've been hearing about this semiconductor shortage. Yeah, everyone understands that with every inventory, every company has to kind of block inventory and say, so what if in like a worst case scenarios, when there's shortage and demand and supply problem, then at least they will use that inventory. There will not be a problem. The price fluctuations, well, Toyota was always very, very smart. When you sign this contract with these suppliers, you know, the only company which will never be affected by this price fluctuations or the semiconductor is Toyota. The first right on the spare parts that are manufactured, the semiconductor is of Toyota. When these guys sign a contract with OEM, original equipment manufacturer, which whosoever is they sign up the contract with the actual manufacturers of that spare part. So if it's a semiconductor, they got to sign an exclusive contract, first priority contract with every vendor. And when did they sign it? When market was stable, everything was stable. So if there was an X price of that product, they secured the deal to get this exclusive first contract by paying X plus 10, a 10% extra. So they were paying a higher amount to secure the legally bounded contract with all OEMs. So while everyone was paying X, they were paying 10% extra. Now they would understood they had to work with the 10% thing, but they understood that at least we are not blocking an inventory, which is more than 10% cost. So always fine to pay that extra 10%, but plus that's safeguarded. Right now, the semiconductor shortages has been everywhere. Toyota is relaxing. The price is probably now X plus 80% now for everyone. Now Toyota is still paying that same, because that has always. So whenever, if there are any product which will be manufactured, it'll first be gone to Toyota. The leftover will go to everyone else. That's the first exclusive contract they have signed. So these guys in the contract team are so smart to sign such contracts with the OEMs. So that's what these guys would never have to worry about. The OEMs, the actual manufacturers of those spare parts will have to stock up inventory. They are legally bound. And if they manufacture 100, and if Toyota needs all 100 of them, nobody gets anything. That's the exclusive contract. First right contract is always with Toyota. So Toyota is relaxed, whether it's a shortage or it's a fluctuation, whatever happens, their price is locked, legally bound. So practically not everyone can be Toyota. So Toyota is a big giant. Toyota can dictate terms. At times suppliers are too big to dictate terms, and your company is a small scale company, cannot be so demanding like Toyota to work on a zero defect, the zero inventory concept. So those industries, those companies, when you're small scale industries, technically this is little out of scope, but we will not be able to get given the time. But if anyone is interested in knowing that, please go and check out on Google. You get tons of material. It's a simple formula. We refer this from an inventory safety stack. You talk about something called safety stock calculations. You also kind of check out some material you will get on EOQ model, which is EOQ model talks about economic order quantity model. Now, basically, we all understand when you order less, you pay a higher price. When you order in bulk, you pay a lesser price. So these guys, when you do this calculation, it always talks about as like a safety, right? A sweet spot for you to kind of understand what is the right inventory size at which you pay the lowest price and the bare minimum inventory required. So the EOQ model will help you find that right balance, but that's more from a inventory management perspective. But if anyone's area of interest is this, do search out. There's a lot of inventory, a lot of information on EOQ model, the safety stock calculation you'll get on Google. But that's a little offline, but more from a consultant's perspective when you're managing, like doing consulting work at like a client site, we do all this calculations for them. But it will be like it's more get into like a distraction here for now. But do check this out. If in case your core work involves inventory management, then you should be looking out for these. They don't have to kind of worry about any inventory. See, as I said, the manufacturers, the spare parts, whatever needs to be whatever is getting manufactured, they have got first exclusive rights on those. So nobody else gets it till the time Toyota says, I don't need it. That's how it is. So they have secured that when everyone was paying lower amount, they secured the deal by paying a higher amount. So they have got the contracts and deals with them. So they are smart people. They anticipated there will be days like this. So they were able to secure this deal. Toyota is the only probably company which is absolutely untouched with this fluctuation in the market because they are safe from every perspective. Now, moving on to the next one, which is motion waste, biggest disguised waste in the process. If you have to start with your lean, you should always try to find this. This is absolutely possible in every area. Unnecessary movement of people. Well, if you have to do movement to do your job, then you're creating this motion waste, Well, will not get into too much of details here, but at least I would like to give you the basic input that you can always go and explore this, how to find a problem here, how to solve it, how it's done in real world consulting. But before I go ahead and do that, let me explain what is a motion waste here. So before I got into consulting, last I was engaged with a job in 2014, before I got into full-time consulting in Lean Six Sigma. I like my cabin was somewhere here, and like everyone had their printers, and we had a huge facility. So every now and then, everyone would complain like, my printer has gone bad, this problem, that problem. So management was sick and tired. So they took away everyone's printer, and they got a huge centralized printer placed somewhere here. So if I have to give a printout, I'll give a printout, get out of my cabin, and take this walk in this cubicle zigzag, hoping I did not stop anywhere and do the chit chatting. And I come back from this. Is this movement adding any value to the process? No. Is it adding any value to the customer? No. But that's just a motion waste. I'm just moving, and that's adding no value. So I did this maths way back, and I did this simple calculation. Let's try, and I'll sort of like to repeat it. 3 minutes to go to the printer, hoping I walked purposefully to pick the printout, and 3 minutes to come back. So 6 minutes wasted in picking up one printout. So on average, I used to give about 3 printouts in a day. So at that same rate, so 3 printouts per day would take about 18 minutes wasted in a day. We never tracked it. We never treated that as waste. Well, it never came to our mind that I'm wasting that amount of time. See, 18 minutes wasted in a day with 22 working days, with Saturdays, Sundays off, we have 396 minutes wasted in a month. At the same rate, 396 multiplied by 12, that's these many minutes wasted in a year. These many minutes converted into divided by 60, these many hours wasted in a year, divided by 8-hour shift. So this is the 9.9 days of salary wasted picking up a printout, walking in the corridor, doing no value add to anyone. We never treated that as a waste. And everyone in the organization is doing such waste. And this is just one activity. For so many activities are there. We don't track it. We don't look at it as a problem. That's why we need to get smart, and we have to kind of start quantifying. This can be quantified. The problem identification is to be done by spaghetti diagram. You're right about this, Andrea. The solution is given by U-shaped cellular layout. Let's quickly Google up and at least give you the perspective. You can get into details later, but it's spaghetti diagram. Let's check this out. Tons of spaghetti diagram. It looks like a messed up process, but that's what these are layouts. These are actual layouts of different organizations, how people have tracked the motion waste. This is how you start from one place to another. This is like this small one. Let me kind of try and pull up a little bigger one. These are all tracking various departments, how they have you move from one location to another. Let me just move this here. Let me try to see if it's sure. Oh, it's blurred one. So these are basically ways, like how you move from one department to another, that's been tracked here. And the lines that you see, it's a motion. So you also count the number of steps you've taken, the time that you invested from moving from one place to another. Tons of such examples are there already on the web, on Google. All you need to do is probably go and check this out. You will find a lot of examples so that you can understand how to interpret a spaghetti diagram. This is all about a messed up process. What you look for is if you have to cross too much of steps. If this is before and after for a process, they have sort of drawn, there was too much messed up. If the lines are crossing each other's path, this is path of people traveling from one department to another. As your process is moving, your line, like you sort of moving from one department to another, and you see that your path is crossing. This is only happening because of poor layout. If your layout of your organization is poor, you will have these kind of issues. This is some sort of, this is pretty bigger picture. You can have a look at this. That's some hospitals kind of scenario. So it's just about looking at various departments, how people move from one place to another. So you count the number of steps that you've taken, how many number of steps, what time was invested, and then you try and quantify the motion waste in your organization. So this is about looking at identifying the issues at hand. Please do search. You will find your answers. It's just about tracking the motion path. You count the steps, you count the time as well. And then the solution is pretty clear here. You see, this is one more example of that. The more you cross each other's path, the bad process. The lesser you have to cross each other's path, it's a good process. You have to always look at optimizing, and the optimization can always be done with U-shaped cellular layout. All Japanese companies, this is what we're trying to solve. Say, this is how by process, we never looked at the process as a waste. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. We just occupied departments, we just occupied areas, and we call here is HR department, here is quality department, here is training. We don't realize how my process moves. A process should always be, the department should always be designated the way my process is supposed to move. So you don't move, you don't create motion waste. All Japanese facilities are more U-shaped, all work out. This is another example of it, like how you sit one row versus a U-shaped layout. All Japanese companies are these are all Japanese companies, all are by default working as per the U-shape. Everyone, there's less distance between different people. You always go with the same process. It's a U-shaped layout. The way your process moves, so don't cross each other's path. It always move in a order. It's just about going and checking out. This is all example. So if you have to share things between you, don't have to travel from this place to this place. You always move in a U-shape. There are tons of examples here. All you need to do is go and check out some. The examples, the differences between a U-shaped, a straight line, you will see it's a structural design. It's a structural design. We have to look at layouts first. We have to look at the process layout. This is how we sit currently, and this is a revised version where we are able to share. If you're sharing things, you don't have to do motion waste. It's just about redefining, restructuring of your process design by layout, because the layout is causing the problem. So this is more from an additional study perspective, but do check this out. It's very important to kind of understand the aspect. Coming to the weighting part of it. Now, weighting is self-explanatory. Why? Because lean is all about cutting down time. Now, weighting question, first of all, waiting for what? If your process step A completed, B did not stop. Why? Why did it not start? Well, waiting for approval, waiting for instructions, waiting for raw material, waiting for resources. What are you waiting for? So at every process step, if there was a waiting, you need to understand why is my process step waiting, and you have to go and find out solutions for that. It's always about the one process step and next process step. There will be in between process step, the time that is getting wasted. And that's what we need to kill. There could be work in progress inventory, which is also called as wait. This is work in progress inventory. That's again a motion waste. Inventory which is waiting to be processed. We will do two different process steps. That is again causing a waiting waste. Overproduction, thank you, congratulations, you had excess raw material. You purchased excess raw materials. You end up manufacturing excess, was not required. Nobody wanted it, but you had excess. You produce more than what is required. Based on the understanding how much will be required, you end up producing more and more of it. Overproduction will always happen if you have excess raw material. Well, Toyota never has to deal with it because they don't procure more than what is needed. So they will never have extra material to manufacture. So they will never get into overproduction. They only manufacture those cars which are demanded and booked first, then they start manufacturing. So overproduction is producing more than demanded by the customer. Well, initially you had a $10,000 worth of raw material waste. Now you have, say, 50,000 because you worked on it. This is your finished goods. This is your manufactured stuff. You already invested resources, practically the labor cost, rental cost, machinery cost, everything has been applied. So now your 10,000 is worth 50,000 plus the extra hidden cost is still there. What if there's a market demand changes? What if there's a shelf life? The inventory gets expired, storage costs, resource costs, those costs are still there. So you will always get into trouble. Overprocessing is simply as the word says. Basically, when does it happen? When we fail to understand the customer requirements clearly, we will end up overprocessing it. So it's very important to get the customer requirements clearly. Specifically in all project management, we talk about requirements gathering. It's very important to understand the customer requirements clearly to define the scope of the project. If we don't do it, we will run into overprocessing, which will take more time, more resource, practically will increase the time. So it's very important to identify at every process step, are we doing this waste? Are we over processing? Are we over producing? Are we waiting? Every process step you have to investigate and understand, am I doing this waste out of this 8 waste? You have to start tracking and finding the waste in the system, delivering more than what is required. And Gina, you have absolutely mentioned it correct. And this is a big problem. More work, more quality, high quality than even the customer is required. Customer is happy with 90%. Don't suffocate your process, your system, your people for 99%. Well, customer doesn't value that. Customer is not asking for it. It will always be a problem. So variation will be a part of waste. Yes, absolutely. Yes, without any doubt. Variation will create a waste. Absolutely, yes. So when you talk about, and that variation will more from a lean perspective, yes, we will create waste for you. Damages, defects will be created based on the variations. So that will be covered in the next one. But Six Sigma is purely on that area as well. Doing same task again and again without understanding requirement. Yes, absolutely. The same report is being prepared by 10 different people at the same time. Well, that's over processing. That's what it is. Practically, we all understand this. This is more about going to your process step and asking at every process step, is this 8 waste happening or not? And you have to quantify and find out how much. Defects, and well, this is self-explanatory. Why? Because if you have defects in your process, well, you have to either replenish it. If it's completely damaged, you have to produce a new one. If it's partially damaged, you have to rework and fix it and repair it. Well, that will take extra time. That will increase your, like, lean violation will happen. So extra time, resource, raw material, everything. You will be working again without getting paid again. So it's again a violation of lean. It is going to give us more, like we will be working extra without getting paid again. So it is again going to be a violation of lean from lean perspective. Okay, Shahid, over processing. See, customer wants me to deliver 90% quality, and what I start doing is to delight and thrill the customer. I am suffocating my system, my people, to deliver 99% quality because the customer doesn't care about it. Well, I understand higher quality is good, but its customer is not going to value. Everything comes with a price tag. Don't try and suffocate your system. Don't try and say one data has been shared. So one report which has been processed. So you also working on the same report. I'm also working on the same report. So 5 different people, 5 different people working on the same report for improvisation. It's wasting your, again, resource waste, but it's over processing it too much. When you practically invoice which goes through 5 steps approval, that's your over processing that approval stages. Doing more than it's unnecessarily required. You have too many process steps in between. Okay, coming to skills, and this is a big cardinal sin. It could be, yes, it could. See, one type of waste can fit in multiple categories also. Absolutely. Skills is a big problem. Skills is a big problem. I'm not utilizing the talent. And I would always, with current scenario, always talk about this with macro management. It's not utilizing the talent or resources allocated. Now, let's understand this. Like in the current scenario, like if I want to hire somebody, absolutely brilliant talent, my requirement is that the person should have a Six Sigma black belt certification, should know agile methodology, should be great if he knows he has a PMP certification, and probably whatnot. So my requirements are very, very fancy. And fortunately, I got a resource. Now, when I hired this resource, what do I tell him? Well, do what I say. Well, if you needed a clerk, you should have hired a clerk. Well, you're wasting the talent. This guy is amazing talent. He's got amazing resource. Well, at least trust your own judgment. You hired somebody. You don't trust anyone. You look at your own judgment and trust your judgment. Let this person do the job. Let some people try to suffocate this stuff, and then that's bad. Well, some bit of management is required, but over management, like you sort of go into every single nitty-gritty, then pretty much you suffocate people, and that's when you lose the trust of your staff. You will never be able to get the required support from them because you have made their life miserable. So when you don't utilize their talent and resource, this person will someday leave you. But bottom line, people are looking up to you for some, like everyone wants to do well in their career. So if unfortunately they don't get the required support from you, probably that's when people will sort of always the talent brain drain. That is again a part of this. People leave organization. That's what the company was not able to capitalize on the talent, and somebody else will do it for you in that case. Technically, it is unfortunately this leads to, yes, very, very rightly said, office politics gets us into this problem, and it's a big curse in the corporate world. It is all these things do create this problem. This is absolutely visible everywhere, but unfortunately, it's more about self-realization. It's high time now. Let's start doing it. And this is a disguised waste. It's more about self-realization. You cannot figure this out unless until you take a call. Well, at least I got to get started. I have to do it with my team the right way. So I will give enough chances to my people to make sure they can do well for themselves. And see, some people unfortunately becomes credit hungry. Well, if I have a team, if my team does well, I don't have to explain it to the world that I am doing great. My team's success is my success. And that's what people have to understand. You don't have to steal away the credit of your people. Give them enough chances, let them do well, and that will be a self-explanatory, like a performance level of yours, because you are not an individual anymore. Your success is a picture of your people's success. So you got to give the due credit to people. Make sure they are given proper chances and full motivation so that they can do well. You got to nurture the resources available to the team. So practically, if you don't do that, you're wasting that talent and skill. How about a team who is not knowledgeable to perform the define? It is again a curse. Again, it's when we talk about a team has been allocated to do a job which is not been, they're not skilled enough. It's a curse. Again, that's been that will be sort of again you'll be putting that in the same category because this is again going to cause you're not utilizing the talent rightfully. So absolutely, and this is again a problem. A lot of people, unfortunately, are in a role which technically they don't deserve. But unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world, so we got to live with this with a pinch of salt. Yes, there. But yes, at least where we get started, at least we can start laying a right culture. That's our responsibility. So at least we might have gone through. At least we want to make sure that when you were in a decision-making role, I hope we don't repeat it. So that's more about that. Perfect. So it happens if we have this kind of culture where people are not given enough support, and then you will always see a firefighting situation, a distress always in that culture. And good organization where you have the team does it for himself, for the team, for the company. Practically, you don't have to worry about it. So it always shows up. When you have always a firefighting situation, the team, you understand there's a skill issue here. So because it's some bit of like when you have your team working for you, you don't have to honestly worry. The team will own up everything, but you always have to struggle. That means there are wastes which are hidden waste. It's more about you as a process manager realizing that there is something wrong going on in the process. You have to go and get going. You can't stand outside and try to fix the process. You have to get in the process completely to solve it. It's more from a softer aspect that you have to be. Senior management has to get into it. Yes, absolutely. Yes. But that's pretty much how you kind of identify the waste. You have to go at every process step, look at every process activity and find that, and am I doing these waste? And if you're doing these waste, yes, once you identify, you can start cutting down waste slowly, steadily. You can't change everything at one go, but slowly, steadily, one by one, phase by phase, you can continue removing it and then quantify the improvement that this is what we've gained. This is what we've gained. And management. So it's a never ending desire. Lean will always happen. Lean is an operation stuff. It's not a project. Lean is, I would hate to call project lean as a project, because project is temporary. Lean is not. Lean is permanent. Lean has to be always done without fail. So you cannot say I'm done with lean. Lean will never get over, ever. So project by definition is temporary and lean is not. So on that note, sort of basic definition of lean is what we had talked about. History, let's kind of quickly talk about history later. Why? Because Lean and Six Sigma history are interconnected. We will discuss that, but I guess we are good to go with the Lean part. Now let's get into Six Sigma. Six Sigma is something which I won't say it's not difficult, but it's different. Let's understand again a basic definition of what is Six Sigma. Anyone would like to pitch in? What is Six Sigma as for our definition? DMAIC. Okay, perfect. What else? If I have to, like, if you're sitting through a job interview or anything, like tools to use to improve process, 100% right. SIPOC, it's process mapping part, yes. What do you do with Six Sigma? What's the approach? Process improvement, right? I'm waiting for variation. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Thank you. Remove variation, reduce variation. That's the crux of it. Unless and until your definition has the word variation in this, you will never, the definition will be incorrect in Six Sigma word. Six Sigma crux is, it's a statistical approach to reduce variation. When I see variation, I'll write down the effect. I will come back to it in the process to increase effectiveness. Increase effectiveness. Let's break this sentence down and understand what do you mean by that. First of all, let's pick up the word effectiveness. What do you mean by effectiveness? Now, effectiveness is a fancy word. Fancy word. Why? Because it is nothing other than your quality percentage. So you're talking about improving the quality percentage. When you apply Six Sigma, it increases your quality percentage. Understood. How do you do it? It is reduce the variation, which is defect. It's a simple common sense. If you defects reduce, your quality improves. But the question is how? Through statistical approach. The new slogan is the data is the new oil. Well, if you say right now, everybody wants to capture data. You install one application in your mobile phone. This application wants to know your contacts, your messages, everything. Everybody wants data. Data is the new oil. Technically, data will cover everything for us. So going forward, the people who will understand data, who will be able to use data better, will control the world. And that's how the things are shaping up. Everyone wants to get more and more into data. Six Sigma is all about the same approach. Six Sigma is data-driven approach. You are trying to reduce the defects in the process. We're saying reduce the variation. That's what is defect. When you reduce the variation in the process, obviously, when your defect goes down, your quality improves. But how? We do it through data-driven approach. Let's understand before we get into detail. Like we said, what do you fix with lean? What you see is what you fix with lean. Not in case of Six Sigma. What you don't see and you can't figure out why the problem is happening is when use Six Sigma. It's unknown territory. You don't know where to go, what's happening. I have no answers. Then you go with Six Sigma. Well, technically, what does it mean? Where lean ends, Six Sigma starts. So lean can help you fix what is visible to you. Well, you go to your process, you solve the problems with the lean because what you see is what you fix. Well, you try to solve a lot of things and most of the things you will solve with lean. Technically, you're done. But there will be some problems will, despite of implementing every knowledge, skills, technique, every subject matter expert would have tried their best, but the problem resurfaces again. You might solve the problem for 2, 3 months, 4 months, the problem is good. Then problem resurfaces again. Again, you solve it, again, the problem resurfaces. And that's when we need Six Sigma. Yes, Mahadi, please. You have a question? Mahadi, you have raised your hand, like you have a question here? Okay, I guess probably by mistake. When it is so technically, where do you start Six Sigma? When you have got to a roadblock, when you got to a standstill, where you have no more answers left over, then you go ahead and try to find like why. Like I have tried we have experiencing quality issues. We've tried our knowledge, skills, techniques, the subject matter experts have done everything. The problem gives me a temporary sleep. Whatever solution we apply gives us temporary solution, but the problem reoccurs again. That's when we need Six Sigma. We've tried and failed. What you don't see is what you fix with Six Sigma. Practically, you've tried and tested everything, but you cannot figure out why. That's when you need Six Sigma. Will take your process to a absolutely phenomenal. A new level, a radical change in your performance will come with Six Sigma. So it's a game changer. But yes, remember, foundation is always lean. Lean has to be great for Six Sigma to be the best. So practically, foundation will always be laid down by lean. When we talk about Six Sigma, here a quick one. Say one of my clients asked me to manufacture, say, whiteboard markers. That's what I manufactured. And the target length, which was given by my client, was 5.5 inches long. That was, I was supposed to manufacture markers, which are 5.5 inches. And see, this is what we did in terms of manufacturing. I manufactured some markers, and this is the length of those markers. This is the length of those markers that we manufactured. Now, where does Six Sigma come into picture? This is how we are currently manufacturing. We have got some markers which are 5.5, some markers which are less. My customer is complaining every now and then, and this is what we are struggling every day. Now, I have tried and tested and used all my knowledge, my expert's opinion, but I still continue to manufacture markers which are not 5.5, and customer is absolutely irritated. Is this 5.5? No, that's a variation from 5.5. That's a variation. It's more than 5.5. Customer will treat that as defect. It's too big. Well, is this 5.5? No, again a variation. That's not 5.5. That's variation less than 5.5. Again a variation. This is again a variation. So anything which is not 5.5, less or more than 5.5, will be treated as a variation, and customer will call this as a defect. And that's where Six Sigma comes into picture. Whether it's more or less, it's a defect. Customer said 5.5 must be served 5.5. Anything which is not 5.5 is a variation. With Six Sigma, you'll have some data collected like this. You'll use some statistical tools and techniques to find out why this variation is happening. Because you have not been able to figure out why. You tried and wasted every resource, but you have not been able to find your answer. Six Sigma will help you find why. When you know the why, you always have a solution. The problem is, in case we have got to a situation like this, we have tried and tested everything, but we have not been able to figure out why. Shahar, it could be temporary network glitch that you might not have been able to look at screen. Probably you might try to rejoin, could be network issue. Probably, I think, because I guess everyone is able to see the screen clearly. It could be temporary network glitch. Okay. All right. So basically, when we talk about Six Sigma, anyone can help me understand like what is the performance level at Six Sigma. If I say my process is working at Six Sigma level, what is the quality percentage at Six Sigma, or any metric that you have like you refer to Six Sigma? What do I say? What percent? One defect out of million? No, that's 99.99. It's still very, very close to that. Not 3 defect, slightly higher. Okay, let's kind of add this to one. Let's look at this. If I have to explain my process quality in percentages, quality percentage is referred as 99.99966%. This is my quality at Six Sigma level in terms of percentages. Generally, when we say Six Sigma, people refer this in defect rate also. Defect rate of my process is going to be at Six Sigma level 3.4 DPMO. And what is that? We'll just talk about it. Or 3.4 ppm. 3.4 DPMO means 3.4 defects per million opportunity. And what does it mean? We'll check this out in a moment. 3.4 parts per million. You may say any which ways, doesn't matter. We're talking about Six Sigma level. What does it mean technically? Either you say that my process is working at 99.99966% quality percentage, or when you're saying my process is working at Six Sigma level, what is the defect rate in my process? My defect rate in the process is 3.4 defect in 1 million opportunities. So for example, I would manufacture 1 million markers. The maximum probability of making a defective marker is 3.4 in 1 million. Well, that's like a 0 defect. In 1 million, only 3.4 maximum probability of a defective marker is just 3.4. It's phenomenal. But having said that, just a quick question. Is Six Sigma the best Sigma, or can we get better than Six Sigma? Have you heard about any industry working at better than Six Sigma? Is it possible? Anyone? Yes, Six Sigma is not the best one. Six Sigma is not the best one. Let's understand what is this Sigma level? What is this Sigma level? Technically, when you say Six Sigma, do we have other Sigma levels? But let's understand the meaning here. What do you mean by Six Sigma? Six Sigma means it's a defect measuring scale. Weird definition. It doesn't tell you how good you're doing. It doesn't tell you. It tells you how bad you're doing. It measures your defect. Sigma level measures your defect. Like at Six Sigma, it says 3.4 defects in 1 million. If you are making these many defects, then you're working at Six Sigma. It's a defect measuring scale. It's a scale. It's a scale. 0 Sigma, 1 Sigma, 2 Sigma, 3 Sigma, 4 Sigma, 5 Sigma, 6 Sigma, 7 Sigma. It doesn't end. 9 Sigma, 10 Sigma, 11, 12, 13, 14. It doesn't end ever. It's just a measurement scale. It's a measurement scale. It goes on and on. And similarly, do we have negative Sigma? Yes, we have negative. -1, -2, -3. It doesn't end. It's just a measuring scale. And every number on this scale tells you how many defects do you make. And let's understand, we don't have to memorize anything out here. Why? Because it can easily be calculated. And we'll check this out in a moment. Let's see. When we say, if your process is making only 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunities, in 1 million, if you make 1 million parts, products, this is when you say your process is working at Six Sigma level. That is what we talk about, Six Sigma. Now, we talked about there are industries working at better than Six Sigma. Yes. Aviation is working at 12 Sigma. Pharmaceutical is working at 11 Sigma. When we talk about NASA's, the space programs, they are working at 12 Sigma. When we talk about these nuclear reactors, they are also around 11.5, 12 Sigma. So I'll put it here itself. Nuclear, all these are critical industries. These are critical industries. One defect is a big problem. It's not like marker. You make 3.4 defective markers, it's okay. You make 10, it's okay. But here, one defect means a big crime. It's a big problem. Like depends on with different sectors, different kind of engineering level. You can calculate Sigma level for anything. We can calculate Sigma level for this training, and we'll do that right now. We'll check this out. How to calculate? You can calculate Sigma level for anything that comes to your mind in a moment. Aviation industry, just think about it. Like, would you be happy and comfortable boarding a flight when you know 1 million flights that will take off, 3.4 will crash? No, absolutely not. One plane crash is a big problem. So many people can die. They cannot afford Six Sigma. It's bad Sigma level for them. Six Sigma is absolutely bad for them. We talk about pharmaceutical industry. Why there is so much of hue and cry about COVID vaccine? Why can't you make vaccines and give it to everyone? Sorry, so many people can die. One wrong vaccine and so many people can die globally. But that's why it's so critical. You cannot afford to have a defect. Bottom line, higher the Sigma level, lesser the defect. If your Sigma level is high, it's good. Higher is good. So higher Sigma level is good. So as your defect goes down, Sigma level goes up. So if you're if defects reduces, Sigma level increases. That's basic concept. Now, one thing I would like to kind of talk about again, then why are we learning Six Sigma? Why don't we learn 12 Sigma? Practically, this is beyond Six Sigma. Beyond Six Sigma, you generally need automation. It's manually absolutely sort of impossible. I won't never say impossible, sort of impossible to reduce any more defects. In manual, there will be human errors will still happen. So yes, maximum up to 3.4. Yes, but technically when you go beyond that, you will see that it is bound to come down. And how will you reduce it further? Through automation. You have to reduce the defects in case of Six Sigma when you want to go beyond Six Sigma. If you are in a critical industry where you cannot afford a defect, you need automation. But to get to Six Sigma, you have to do that. But beyond that, you need an automation. And that's why this is standard for everyone. Minimum, because for every other industry, Six Sigma is a great. Construction is about 4 Sigma. Construction is about 4. Banking is about 4.5 Sigma. And it varies from company to company. Industry average, if I talk about construction, is about 4. Banking sector is about 4.5, 5. It touches even. BPOs is bad, honestly, about 3, 3.5. So it varies. I come from a BPO background also, so I can tell you that because there's more human intervention. So it varies again, company to company, it will vary. But practically, when you talk about Six Sigma happens to be standard for sort of everyone, except you are in such kind of industry. It is standard. Why? Because with project management tools, with statistical tools, with quality management tools, you can slowly, steadily get to a level of Six Sigma. Well, if you are reached Six Sigma level also, you will be game changer, you will be industry leader, because this is phenomenal. This is unbelievable performance. When you technically working at 50% defect rate, you are at 0 Sigma, and you don't have to memorize this. We'll learn how to calculate in a minute. We will do that. 50% defect rate is when your process is working at 6 Sigma. Why I'm talking about this? If your process defect rate is higher than 50%, Sigma level will become negative. If your process defect rate is more than 50%, it will be defect negative. So technically, if defects increases, Sigma level drops. It's inverse. So practically, we just wanted to have that clear understanding that what is Sigma level. It's a defect measuring scale. Every number on this scale helps you understand what is the defect rate that you are creating in the process. Practically, as we move forward, we'll understand that better. But generally, if I talk about 99% quality, is it a good quality? Generally, if I say 99% quality, would you consider 99% quality as a good quality? So just to have an understanding, how different is it from Six Sigma level? Do you consider 99% as good? Anyone, probably. 99% quality seems to be a good one, technically. Yeah, so if my defect rate is 1%, because if 99% quality is, if my process quality is 99%, what is my pass percentage at 99% quality? 99 out of 100. That's what means 99% quality. What is my defect rate or fail rate? It's 1 out of 100. That's what it means. 99% means 1 defect out of 100. 99 is pass percentage. Quality is 99%. Now, if I make 1 error in 100, how many errors will I make in million? At 99%, at 99% quality, the defect rate in 1 million. How many? 10,000. Yes, you're right. If I make 1 error out of 100, then I'll make 10,000 errors in 1 million. This is if my process is working at 99% quality, I will be making 10,000 errors in 1 million. And what we're talking about at Six Sigma, 3.4 in 1 million. That's the difference between Six Sigma and 99%. It's 2 worlds apart. Once upon a time, it was great. About 20 years ago, I will say 99% quality was a game changer. You could be a market leader. If we are working at 99% quality, we'll soon be history. This is a cutthroat competition going on. Nobody will tolerate defects in the process. And it's very important. That's why world is globally shifting towards Six Sigma, because it can help you become a market leader. Because in this current scenario, you have to minimize the defect. Customer just will not tolerate you if you have defects in the process. Like about 20 years ago, customer had no choices. You wanted a business phone, you had BlackBerry. You wanted a camera, you had Kodak. But now you have so many options. So everyone in the world, manufacturer or service provider, we are just options. Customer has so many. Customer will not tolerate defect. So the purpose is to just remove the defect from the process. Six Sigma can get you there. And if you're working at this level, you are phenomenal, pretty much. That's pretty much about the method of kind of talking about what is Sigma level. But let's find out, how do we calculate Sigma level? Multiple ways. Given the time, and it's a short webinar, we can't get into every possible method, but I can tell you one simplest way how you can calculate Sigma level. When you get into the proper Six Sigma stuff, then you will learn about lots of methods, and you should know all of them. But for now, how to calculate sigma level. One of the easiest method, how to calculate sigma level. Simple. Somebody gives me a defect rate and I'm expecting me to calculate the sigma level for that defect rate. Well, for example, that's my defect rate column, and that's so when we calculate sigma level, there will be two types of sigma, which is we can't get into the explanation of what type of sigma. This is called long-term sigma, and after that we have something called short-term sigma, or current sigma level. Just to give you like explanations, we can't get in because it needs a lot of background to be understood before that. So formula, I'll write it down here so we can read this and we can parallelly, I can copy paste this formula in the chat also. Norm sin V on Excel. Everyone has this formula, no plugin required. 1 minus defects divided by total, close the bracket, that's the formula. And to convert that into sigma level, the short-term sigma is calculated as the long-term that you calculate plus fixed value of 1.5. Why 1.5? We have to kind of wait because this needs a lot of discussion. Why 1.5 is there? So we'll calculate everything for you. We'll understand that sigma level part. We can calculate anything right now. Let's see. We'll understand. No. Could you please explain? Normal distribution will be out of scope, right? Because normal distribution have to understand a lot of things. We have to understand the base and background about it to explain the mean, the standard deviation, all those things. We'll get into it. So we'll have to kind of wait for that. But like we can just check this out easily right now. We can calculate that. Just have a look at this one. This is used for reporting and communication. We don't use the long term for reporting. Whenever people talk about sigma level, they only talk about this current sigma level or short-term sigma level. When we say Six Sigma, we are talking about this one. Nobody uses this for communication. If you see management preparing reports and reporting the sigma level to everyone, people talking about sigma level, they only report this one. This is used for communication, not this one. Let's try and solve this. I'm leaving this formula in your chat so you can try this out as well. This is, and please, I will ask you if you have Excel on, then please try this out. Let me go and give quick couple of examples and we can take up some questions here. Let's say my process has 18% defect rate. Hypothetically, first example, 18% defect rate. What is the sigma level for my process? Simple. Norm sin V. I'm writing the same formula. 1 minus 18% is 18 out of 100. That's my defect out of 100. Close the bracket, close the bracket. That's my long-term sigma. What will I report? At 18% sigma level, 18% defect rate, my process sigma level is 2.41 sigma. That will be my sigma level of the process. Why leave 6 sigma? First of all, let's check 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunities. We say, let's see, norm sin V, 1 minus 3.4 defects in 1 million opportunities plus 1.5 will be reported as 6 sigma. That's what we generally know 6 sigma is. Say I'm doing some audit and I found 117 audit defects out of, say, these many parts audited. What is my sigma level for this trade? This one, norm sin V, 1 minus, open the bracket, 117 defects out of 26563. That's my long-term sigma, but I'll end up reporting the audit. We had 4.12 sigma. Hypothetically, I wanted to know the sigma level of my office reporting timing. So my office reporting timing, am I being compliant in terms of reaching my office? Out of 30 days, I was late 2 days. I was late 2 days out of 30 days. What is my sigma level for office reporting timing? Same stuff, no changes in norm sin V. You need to have your defect 2 out of 30. Simply you can calculate your sigma level. Or if I was late by that, then my sigma level was 3 sigma. Pretty much you can do that. Let's quickly take up 0 sigma, find 0 and the negative 1. So if I had like 50% defect rate, what is the sigma level? Again, this is coming from normal distribution. Norm sin V, 1 minus 50 out of 100. That's 0 sigma, but will be reported as 1.5 sigma. If I had 70% defect rate, just to showcase -1, this is Nomsen V 1 minus 70 by 100. Close the bracket. That's negative. Look at this. That's a negative sign here. Plus 1.5 will give me 0.98. So I'll end up reporting at 70% defect rate. My process current sigma level is 0.98 sigma. So pretty much this is what we end up using sigma level. And this is just one method. There's lots of method, manual method, Minitab based method. Well, having said that, well, we were talking about all these things. While we go through this, we do an extensive study on Minitab. Well, I do a lot of trainings for various corporates. And when we go through these training programs in corporate world, nowadays corporate want people who have understanding of Minitab as well. Minitab is the most advanced statistical software, which is used by all Lean Six Sigma professionals globally. Now, most of the people whom we train, like I have done in this year itself, I have done about 5 trainings by now, as of now, within this for various corporates globally. Training for those people who are Six Sigma green belt, training for those people who are Six Sigma black belt, have never seen Minitab before, never done work on Minitab. It is the need of the hour. When people talk about Six Sigma, people mean Minitab also. So it's a need of the hour. Corporate world need people who have understanding of Six Sigma. While I was showing you those presentation, all this while you saw it's extensively done. So you don't have to do any separate training for Minitab. It's not an open source, it's a paid one, but it comes with 30 days trial version. And that version can only be installed once. But that is enough for you to get extensive idea. That's Minitab output. These are all statistical tools which we learn. So you don't have to go for a separate training for Minitab. Everything that you learn in the latest, what is needed in the market, what is demanded by the corporate, it's all Minitab based analysis, which is done here. If I look at this, so you don't have to keep that in mind. You don't have to go for additional. I do specific training. This is the training module we do only for Minitab. People who have already done Six Sigma, green belt, black belt, this is the syllabus that I train them to corporates. This is what pretty much none of my students have to ever do a separate training, because they have learned everything while learning the project-based model. So we go through the training through a project-based model, exactly on how to do this. So while you learn it the right way, not just theory. Learning theory and expecting you to do practical stuff is not possible. It's unrealistic on the part of institutions or organizations to expect people to perform a project, complete a project when you learn the theory. When you don't know how to do it, pretty much it will be unrealistic. But yes, expectation is that if you've gone your Six Sigma stuff, you should know how to do it. Well, it's just not possible. You have to, and that's why corporates end up spending more money to hire people like me to train their Six Sigma people how to use Minitab. It's the need of the hour. Every corporate is kind of looking at all these things are done on Minitab. It is the need. It's a very, very highly advanced software, prepares reports, graphs, charts, and makes the job much more easier. It's all done in Minitab. So Minitab extensive training is done. How this is Sigma level calculation. When you do look at the Sigma level, all that stuff has been calculated, long term, short term, all that stuff. It is extensive. So we do an extensive training on this one. So we try to solve things on Excel as well, whatever can be done, but Excel can only help you a certain limit. Beyond that, you need these softwares which will do the job. So yes, pretty much all is covered. You do learn everything. This all reports prepared by Minitab. So you should learn about how to do it. It's effortless to work on it, but practically you, at least anyone who's been trained by me and from the IMC platform, they would never need an extra bit of training for Minitab. But all these things we're doing, so we learn to calculate Sigma levels on manually through formulas and through Minitab as well. Everything that we do include Minitab. So from beginning till end, Minitab will be required. So you will have that understanding. So we recommend people to only install Minitab once you are actually in the training, not before that, because Minitab cannot be installed anymore. If you have multiple laptops, then you can install, but only trial version can be installed once on a laptop, and it's a very expensive software. So like for unless you're in a consulting role, you're into Six Sigma consultant like me, you'll not buy that because it's very, very expensive. Corporates even buy 1 or 2 licenses. That's it. It's very effortless. Within 2 minutes, you make 2 clicks, your job is done. It's that friendly. But pretty much that's what we do with Minitab understanding. Is it okay and clear with everyone? Like whatever we discussed in terms of Six Sigma here. Is this answers okay and clear? How do we find Sigma level? This is just one way, but still will do the job. You can have current Sigma can be negative as well. Yes, you can be very, really bad to have that kind of Sigma level. All right. Perfect. Let's move on to the next topic here then. Next thing that you have to we will look into is Six Sigma framework. Now, when we talk about implementing Six Sigma, we'll be sharing all those the emails and all the details. See, 1.5 is uses as a like I can, because it's too early to talk about that. There's a lot of things have to be understood as a background of it. But why 1.5 is uses? It is basically the shift in the process. Process goes through variations, and that's what it accounts for, about variation in the process. This is the actual Sigma level. This is the actual Sigma level. But this other Sigma level, when we talk about long term, this accounts for expected variation that will happen in the process. So this is what is used for calculations, but there's more to understand from the background. Otherwise, it may not make sense. But it covers up the variations part. So here it factors in all possible variations already. Basically, there is a change in the process Sigma level by the means of the variation process will experience with time. But yeah, it needs a lot of other discussion before the background has to be understood for that. It will take like that in lone conversation can go into about like 2 to 3 hours discussion, but because there's a lot of groundwork which is required before that. But before let's get into next thing, which is frameworks of Six Sigma. How Six Sigma is implemented. A lot of us have already kind of gone ahead and given that explanation about frameworks, like wherever we go about implementing Six Sigma, we generally go and implement Six Sigma through DMAIC, DMAIC. D stands for define. This is how Six Sigma gets implemented. M for measure, A for analyze, I for improve, and C for control. Now, what do you do in define phase? Here it's purely project management. Here it's all about finding the right project. Well, you might be facing so many problems in your organization. You cannot solve every problem with one project. So selection of right project is done. So you learn about a lot of project management tools. So if you refer to PMP syllabus, it's a perfect match. So if you are already PMP certified or you've taken a PMP training, you will see that it is exactly a copy and paste here. So define phase is all about learning project management tools and techniques to select the right project. He will talk about risk management, roles, responsibility, delegation, communication plan. Lots of things are there. It's all about PMP here. Now, next, when you decided the project, what problem will you be solving? Next, you get into the measure phase. The measure phase is all about collecting reliable data for analysis to baseline the process. Where do you stand now? If you don't know where do we stand now, it's like there's no way you can improve. You got to know where do you stand, the current situation, baseline the process problem, whatever the problem you're trying to solve. This is where you need quality management tools understanding, plus statistics will start here. So statistics is when you get down to numbers now. So the project management part is done. Now you get down to numbers. Now, analyze phase, the reason why you started a Six Sigma project is because you had no idea what's happening. Like you can see a problem, but you don't know why. Here you perform statistical tests, the test that you saw in that. So statistical tests are performed to find the actual root cause. That again involves quality management and statistics. Then we talk about improve. Again, technically, a project was there to to solve a business problem. So you achieve the target given by the management. You achieve whatever was intended purpose of the project, quality, cost reduction, market share, whatever you have as a business problem. You picked a project to solve a problem. So you achieve that. Again, that involves quality management and statistics. And last is about sustain the improvement. The beauty about Six Sigma project is that if you improve something, it'll always stay improved. It'll never ever go back to original state where it started from. That's the beauty of Six Sigma. Now, when you look at a traditional project, that's how the improvement happened. You will see an improvement and then slowly, steadily, the problem resurfaces, the problem goes down and the process loses the effectiveness and you start experiencing the problems again. Not in Six Sigma. Six Sigma work is like this. You improve, you sustain in the control phase. That level is sustained. Well, then you have process DNA has sustained this level. It's never going to fall back here. Process goes into extreme statistical control here. Then you pick up a new project and again you improve. And when you improve, it's always sustained. This level is sustained. When you sustain this, there's no way you're going to fall back. Then you again pick up a new project. So it goes in a step ladder approach, and hence you, with subsequent project, you get to Six Sigma level. So you move one by one, but before you just don't go on and on, you always sustain. It's more important part is sustenance. And thanks, we have control phase, which takes care of it. Sustains the improvement. More important is to secure what you don't lose, what you gain. You put in your hard work. You don't want to lose that. Control phase comes into picture there. While you're doing all this stuff, Six Sigma, practically when you looked at all those sample projects, you see that how process moves in different phases. Those slides that I showed you, that's how a typical project will go through: define phase, measure phase, analyze, improve, and control. So this is one of the framework which is used technically, but there are additional frameworks which we probably will be able to get in when we talk about other. As a black belt, you also work with another framework which is called DFSS. So that needs more complex tools and techniques to be discussed. But having said that, when we talk about basic whereabouts, one more tool when we kind of do other than the core statistical tools, as a Six Sigma professionals, we generally use 7 quality control tools. While you're working on the project, 7 quality control tools, then generally referred as 7 QC tools. Can anyone list down 7 QC tools for me in the chat in case you have already been working on it? 7 QC tools, list of 7 quality control tools. Anyone? Anyone would like to kind of help me out with that? In the meantime, I might want to pick up some additional stuff out here. So in case you wish to kind of go ahead and help me out here, it'll be highly appreciated if you have some of those tools already known to you. Okay, let's pick this up, and I will be using some of the Minitab stuff. Yes, fishbone diagram, yes, control charts, Pareto chart, perfect. Well, we're on the track, so let's kind of list them down. Number 1, histogram, check sheets, flow chart, fishbone diagram, as you said. Yes, you're right about that fishbone diagram. You have Pareto chart. You've got like a scatter plot, and you have control charts. So these are 7 quality control tools which are used in Six Sigma, and not just only in Six Sigma, regular usage also people use these 7 quality control tools to analyze and control the process, help take some rational decisions. Why, rather than gut feeling based decision, we end up using these 7 quality control tools. Let's quickly run through these tools one by one. When we say histogram, what do you mean by histogram? Practically, it's a graphical plot of your data to understand and analyze where is the process, how much is scattered, where is the center, the average of the process. It helps you to understand your data better. So let me make one histogram for you and help you understand. This is my data for average handling time, how my process data looks like. It could be waiting time, handling time, it could be any data, cost, sales, whatever you're trying to improve upon. Now, I will use Minitab to make a histogram right here. This is how my, let me kind of create one histogram, graphical summary. Okay, let's have a quick look at it. As I said, Minitab is absolutely fabulous, and that's what it is. There is no comparison to Minitab. That's your histogram. That's your histogram. It helps you understand where is the mean, the center of data, how much it's scattered, lows and highs of the process, how much it can go. You can make a lot of predictions with this histogram. So histogram helps you to understand where is the center, the center of data. Mean is the average of the data. It helps you to find out where is the average of data, how much it's scattered, like, so what I could be lows and highs of the process. So when I'm looking at histogram, what am I studying here? So when we're looking at histogram, we're trying to find the centering of the process. When we say centering, we're trying to find out mean. Where is the average of the process? We're trying to find out the variation in the process, the spread of the process, the lows and highs of the process, how low and high can it do? SPSS is possible. I've done Six Sigma training on SPSS also, but trust, it's two poles apart. I've done. As when you start working on Minitab, you will never touch SPSS after that. So I've done SPSS also and done trainings on SPSS, complete Minitab, Six Sigma, but they're two worlds altogether, like absolutely different. So lows and highs of the process, the variation in the process can be explained. Even the Sigma level calculations happens based on normal distribution. This basically a histogram. We can talk about this later, but we have practically to get your sigma level calculated, you need to have a histogram. So basic starting point of your analysis will always start with plotting a graph like this to understand how your process looks like. Is good, bad, you can understand just by looking at the chart. It gives you lots of information, but practically it involves understanding of normal distribution. We have to kind of do this, needs a lot of deep dive into normal. It is a big subject or topic to discuss. But next thing, well, let's check out what is a check sheet. Any examples of check sheets you would like to kind of share with me? Structured process, collect data, analyze. Perfect. Yes, thank you. Well, it's any container, any format or container, I'll say container or format in which you collect and organize the data. Well, if you need to analyze any data, you need to collect it somewhere, right? That will be check sheet. So that could be data collection sheet. The way you kind of, even the attendance sheet is your data, it's your check sheet. Your to-do list can be a check sheet. Even the audit sheets is a check sheet. Anything, any sheet, you can customize your check sheet the way you want. Bottom line is how you maintain the data, how you collect the data. You Google up, you'll find tons of check sheets, and you can see this is pretty simple. We all know check sheets. Check sheets. These are all check sheets. This is also check sheet. Maintaining data, collecting data. It could be numbers, it could be anything. It will process. You can use any of these check sheets. These are all check sheets. Technically, we all know how to maintain check sheets. We all have done it in some shape or form. There are different formats of check sheets. You can use numbers, customize your check sheet, your business. You understand better than anyone else. Please customize. It's always good to do that. Flowcharts. Well, for you to work on lean, you need to learn flowcharts. Flowcharts are essential for implementation of lean. You need to have a process map to identify the waste. So you need a process flowchart. Well, that is required for you to understand and analyze your process. Where is the waste happening? So you can eliminate it. So draft a flowchart. There are lots of flowcharts we work and study. Like here, we can just kind of mention the name, SciPOC. We call it value stream mapping, detailed process map. There are lots of detailed process map, swim lane diagram, a lot of things which are sort of used, and they all process flowcharts. Different types of flowcharts used in different kind of situations. Fishbone diagram is we generally use to find out the possible causes. Find out possible causes why we may be facing the business problem. It is basically, it works with a classic version of 6M, as the person who sort of created this model, his name is Ishikawa. It's also called as Ishikawa diagram. He said if you're facing any business problem, it could be people related issues, machine related issues, material related issues, measurement usage related issues, method related issues, or mother nature. So it could be the problem, the source of the problem could be coming because of 6 different M's could be contributing this problem. Let me show you a quick one. So you can see what is, how does a fishbone looks like in general, not this one. At least this is technically a template for fishbone diagram. Just have a look at this. That's how you sort of create a fishbone diagram. That's the head of the fish, and these are the bones, and they have minor issues. So man-machine method that we talked about. You quantify discussion based on brainstorming. You prepare the fishbone diagram, and even on if you want to use Minitab creates a fishbone diagram like this. If you kind of look at this one, Minitab creates a fishbone diagram on its own. Practically, you have to give the details to, yeah, that's how fishbone diagram looks like. So you try to quantify and understand that which kind of problems are happening for you to kind of construct a fishbone diagram in this case. Pareto chart, it's an old thing, pretty effective when you talk about Pareto chart, because Pareto chart is also referred as 80-20 rule. 80-20 rule, it helps you to understand prioritization. So if you might be facing a lot of problems, so if you wish to prioritize problems based on count, then you use Pareto chart. Let's understand. I can work one Pareto chart right here. Pick up one of the example and you can pick this up, Pareto chart. Understand how to make a Pareto chart as well. Let's check this out. Doesn't take long. I can pick up. So this is some random problem. Say, okay, let's pick this up. Reason for postal delay. So there are different reasons customers have complained. We have, or for that matter, you can pick this one as well. Let's pick this one up. Let's create one. I will do it both ways, Minitab and on Excel, to tell you how it's done and how to interpret that. But so I have copied this data as it is on Excel, but on Minitab, I will do it. Let's see. Minitab, I'm just pasting it. I will make a Pareto chart right now. We'll come back and understand Pareto chart once we're done on Excel. Pareto chart, select the defects, select the counts, do not combine anything, keep it separate. And that's how my Pareto chart looks like. I'll keep this as it is right now. I'll come back and explain this once I've done it on Excel, so we can compare as well. When you're doing it on Excel, you can't do it this way, because in Excel, in Minitab, I just did it simply. But in Excel, you have to first sort the data. Data must be sorted. Largest to smallest. So that's my largest value. So customer complaints, how many? 274 customer complaints we got because of missing screws, 59 complaints of missing clips, which I did not do. I did not do sorting in Minitab. It automatically does it. I will have to take some of these complaints. I took the sum of the complaints. That's my total complaints, 423. What is the individual percentage? How much is the individual complaint to like what percentage does it contribute? 274, which is defect, missing screws, is what percentage of total complaints? 423 is the total one. So if I lock the cell by pressing F4, a dollar sign will come in front of them, and I can just copy and paste this formula. I got individual percentage, individually how much each and every problem is contributing to the total. It tells me 65%, roughly about 64 point something, 64.8% of the complaints are because of missing screws, 13.9 is because of missing clips, 10.2 is because of leaky gasket, so on and so forth. Then you look at cumulative percentage. This alone is contributing 64.8. I guess somebody's mic is on. This alone. Yes, Madhi, you have a question? You have a question? I guess you have raised your hand. Sorry, my mistake. Let me just put that back on mute. Okay. Let's go in. So what I've done is I wanted to know a collective cumulative complaint. So 64.8 is for the first one, plus 13.9. These two together is 78.7% complaints. These three together are contributing 88.9. You add up, it will be 88.9. You add up this thing. Next, these four are contributing 93.4. 95.5. So this together, all of this will raise to 100%. So it's adding up. So one by one, it keeps adding up. It gives you the collective cumulative complaint. I'm done with this. I'm ready to make Pareto chart. I select the defects. I select the count. I select the cumulative percentage. I go to insert, go to this insert statistic chart, and I go to Pareto chart. That's what I have. So I can beautify and customize this the way I want pretty much. And I have a plus sign which shows up here. I can select this data labels and it will show up these numbers. So the way, whatever I found here, same chart data that has been plotted here. Pretty much that's what my Pareto chart looks like. Now, if I go back to my Minitab, it's exactly the same chart I'm looking at here. Same thing. Now, if it tells me the maximum count of the problem is missing screws, this is the missing clips. The count, individual count that we saw there, this is the individual percentages that we calculated, same, see, look at this one, same percentages that we saw there. It is right here at and the cumulative percentages that we calculated, which is the end of it. This is the cumulative percentage. Minitab has done all that calculations here. And that's the line that represents the cumulative frequency. Now, what tells me the same numbers, 64.8, this is the line representing that. Now, what it tells the Pareto chart that you try to solve this problem or you try to solve this problem. The effort will be more like same, but the benefit difference will be huge. Here, you will be able to solve 64.8% complaint, but here you'll be just able to solve 0.9% of the problems. So try and focus where the area where you're getting the maximum complaints from. So it goes with a simple logic, try and solve the bigger ones. 80% problems will come because of 20% reasons. You don't have to be so particular about 80%, but these are top 2 problems. So if I look at this, if I solve these 2 problems, I will be done with how much percentage? 78.7% problems will be done if I can solve these 2. So there's no point running after every problem. I can just solve these 2 and I will solve 78.7% complaint. Just about be more planned in approaching a problem. Don't run after every problem. Try and find the majority where it's coming from. It's about prioritization. So if you want to prioritize by count, this is what we use as Pareto chart. So Pareto chart is what we discussed here. It's about prioritization by count of, if you have a business problem, so you got to always go and prioritize if you wish to select the most frequent ones. Checking out on the scatter plot, well, it's more about finding relationship between 2 numerical variables. Well, it helps a lot. It's one of the important tool which comes into graphical illustration of 2 relationship between, like for example, I would like to understand the relationship between number of hours spent studying versus exam scores, speed of the car versus accidents. Probably I can look at revenue or the advertisement cost versus revenue. I can want to find a relationship like this. I can do a scatter plot. Let me quickly show you one example of a scatter plot. And on Minitab, temperature and sales, are they correlated or not? So I can use Minitab to draw that relationship and make a scatter plot out of it. With regression line. Temperature is, sales is my business problem and I want to see the impact of temperature on sales. So pretty much it helps me understand the direction of dots, how you interpret and analyze. If my temperature was low, my sales was low. My temperature increased, sales increased. At a higher value of temperature, my sales is higher. So it helps me understand as the temperature increases, my sales increase. The direction of line also tells me that it is going up. So if X increases, this is X. If X increases, Y also increases. There's a positive relationship between them. So they can be positive, they can be negative relation, they can be different types of relationship. So when you draw a relationship between 2 numerical variables, you do a scatter plot. And finally, you have control charts. So control charts of different types. So we talk about control phase here. That control phase is purely about control charts. So how you use control charts, basically these were developed in 1920s. Dr. Walter Sheward developed these control charts and they were successful since 1926. People were just biggest copycats. They did nothing. in terms of improvising this. They just used it as a control phase. They've already tried, tested successful method. They just used it and made a control phase. So control charts is what we saw in the end when we were working out, looking at these presentations. We were looking at control charts were always towards the end. So if I look at say I have to take it here. Let's scroll. This is control charts. Helps you to keep your process in statistical control. You'll be able to relate and understand. So practically, these are different tools other than the statistical tools that you see here, how you statistically figure out which is these are all statistical analysis and validation, which you learn. These are various tools which you will be performing. These are all statistically tested and verified. Not my gut feeling. It's statistical proof that yes, this is causing the problem. This is not. So you will have that understanding. So other than your project management, so what you learn in a Six Sigma is project management skills. You learn about quality management. You learn about statistical tools. It's a complete package, what you get to learn in a Six Sigma. It gives you enough control in terms of what you do in the real world to manage and showcase in front of the management that this is what we bring to the table. And there's a contribution change you could showcase in front of management. It makes great. Whether if you don't work in a Six Sigma project, doesn't matter. These tools can be used as standalone tools also. You always don't have to do a project. Well, if there's a problem the management is facing, you can use these tools, solve it. It just helps you management to understand the capability what you have with these added skills. Yes, please let me know. You have a question. I guess you have a question. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, I wanted to find out if you're able to share this video that you're recording afterwards.
So I guess Michelle will be getting in touch. She will be just be like probably almost towards the end. So she will be all explaining all because there would be questions about the certificate and the lecture and everything. So she will be kind of giving all the inputs about that. So probably we're just about to I'm about to wind up, but she'll be giving all that explanation, the questions about the lecture recordings or anything for that matter. So probably just bear with us for a moment and we'll have all our answers there. Just a couple of things before at least I'm done. So pretty much last couple of topics which we are left over is history of Lean and history of Six Sigma. And they're all connected with each other. So the first evidence which we have is Lean getting implemented was Ford Motors, is where it actually Lean got implemented, and the evidence here. The CEO of Ford Motors was Henry Ford. Old version of Lean getting implemented, everyone globally manufacturing was done through a method called crafts manufacturing. What used to happen in craft manufacturing, parts manufactured were stationary. People used to move from one part to another. So to make it, in this case, we're talking about cars. So practically what used to happen in case of car manufacturing, this is older version before Henry Ford changed it. So this was say one car is built here. So the car was locked at place. This was immovable. Another car was built. The car was built here. It was craft manufacturing, but one place, locked at one place. So if I'm making a car, it's getting built at one place. I'm fitting in bulb in the car. I'll move with bulbs, all the bulbs fit in the bulbs, go to the next car, drag the remaining bulbs. Somebody's fitting in tires with all the tires, come to this car, fit in the tires, go to the next car, fit in the tires, go to the next car. It was a very, very slow process. And because of dragging this material, it used to cause lots of damage. So it was slow process. The Ford reported numbers say 32, 35 cars per month was the production capacity, and lots of damage was done to the cars, to those spare parts that they were moving and shifting. Now, these guys in 1908 came up with assembly line, which is till date we use assembly line, which is more of a conveyor belt concept. Here, the change was parts started moving on a belt, and people became stationary. So there were no more movement of people. This increased the production capacity. So this resulted in increase in production capacity by 3 to 4 times. That resulted in mass production. And that sort of no more dragging, so no more damage to the parts, to the spare parts was done. So they production capacity, the earlier they would like, they had to kind of invest like complete day to kind of manufacture one car. In now, because the car manufacturing, because the process got speeded up, they were able to manufacture the car within few hours. So the time factor played a role, and time is all about lean. So this word, this concept evolved over a period of time. And finally, the word lean was introduced by Toyota. Toyota came up with Toyota Production System, which they call as TPS. That's the finest way sort of lean tools were used. Lean word was introduced by Toyota. These guys, just want to give a very, very quick background about this, so we should know how it sort of all evolved. Like, see, when we talk about Toyota, these, like when Japan was bombarded by during the World War, see, Japan was on any which was involved in the war for a pretty long time. It was in a very, very bad shape. Economy, the financially, it was in a bad shape. Plus, after this bombarding, it was like things were out of control. The entire country would have filed bankruptcy. They were in a very, very bad shape. Now, the only choice they has got, and since we're talking about Toyota, I'll refer back to Toyota. These guys understood that we have competitors like Ford Motors, we have competitors like General Motors. We cannot compete with them. The big giants, they have monopoly in the market. We can't compete with them in terms of capital, the mass production. We don't have that kind of capital or infrastructure. We can only beat them with quality. So we will make less cars, but our cars will be best cars. And that's what these guys did. It's like always said, necessity is the mother of invention. These guys crafted the best version of cars. That was Toyota cars. Till date, nothing can beat them in reliability. The cars were cost effective. The cars were reliable, comfortable, less warranty claims. It was great, and people loved it. It was not only Toyota, everyone in Japan, they like was struggling. So practically they learned the lean way, because it was need of the hour. Everyone in every industry in Japan, they were flourishing. People were loving Japanese quality, because world was happy with 90% kind of quality in that era. But these guys were striking like 99% kind of quality with lean. They were great at that point, unbelievable. And that was troubling others also. Well, that resulted in Six Sigma. History of Six Sigma connected with lean. This was troubling another giant in the world, which is Motorola. That's where Six Sigma was created. Motorola had complete monopoly in two products. One was pager and walkie-talkie, which is used by police officials, security guards, and all. Now, these guys, if you go and Google, you check out YouTube, you'll find that these guys are using like the first communication which happened from NASA to and to Moon, like this communication. These guys holding Motorola, like this mic, which is has a Motorola logo on it. They were so big. Well, these guys started getting tough competition from Japanese companies which had just started. They were making better pages, cost-effective pages, walkie-talkie, much reliable. Practically, they were losing significant market share to these Japanese companies which just started. Investors were pulling out money from Motorola. That's when the project was assigned to senior scientists in their research and development, headed by, you call this gentleman as Bill Smith. This project was given by CEO of Motorola, whose name is Bob Galvin. Bob Galvin gave the project to senior scientists in research and development. His name was Bill Smith. He's also known as father of Six Sigma. Along with him, another person who's referred as co-architect of Six Sigma, spelled as Dr. Michael Harry, M-I-K-E-L. These guys were given a project. They came in 1986 and they announced it to the world. We have come up with Six Sigma, and that was a new term for everyone. Well, these guys announced that we have been able to strike up to this quality percentage, and that means we are delivering only 3.4 defects in 1 million. Everyone was shocked. Even Japanese got the shock of their life. Well, is that also possible? Yes. Motorola regained everything they had lost. Market share, investors, everyone turned back to Motorola. And yes, thanks to this gentleman, noble soul, he never tried to keep it as secret information or company proprietary information. They invited companies to come to Motorola, see what is this Six Sigma, how it is implemented, how do you do statistical testing analysis, how it is done. They taught different industries, and big names stepped in. ABB, Asian Brown Bovary, which is still there. They use Six Sigma predominantly. We have Allied Signal. We have Honeywell. These were big giants, but in different sector. They incorporated Six Sigma and they started reporting billions of dollars in cost saving, not revenue, cost saving in billions of dollars. It became talk of the town. And finally, big giant stepped in. The actual one who sort of brought name and fame to Six Sigma was GE. General Electric, which was led by Jack Welch. Jack Welch was the one who sort of incorporated Six Sigma in General Electric. These guys were so huge, even till they're huge. They used it for themselves, they used it for their clients, and they became consultants of Six Sigma and saying that you got a problem, hire us, we will solve that problem for you. But these guys made it so popular. Today, what we know of DMAIC, this entire model, well, they have a contribution here also. Motorola version, when it was introduced, Six Sigma had only 4 phases: measure, analyze, improve, and control. General Electric added D to it. It was MAC, which turned DMAIC after GE. So these guys said, well, you definitely have a great method of Six Sigma, but you're missing a trick. You can't just pick up any project. You got to respect that we have limited funds, limited budget, limited resource. You got to select the right project. So project management has to be first, then you go with solving the problem. So these guys had a big role to play. Now, pretty much the last topic that I really want you all to have an idea about is about belts. And pretty much about another 5-7 minutes I will be done, but all your questions, in case you have any, will addressed. So let's go belts and roles in Six Sigma. So we talk about a white belt. Yes, there is a white belt as well. White belt, there's a yellow belt, we talk about green belt, we talk about black belt, we have master black belt. That's what I am. Okay, and here is when the journey ends. There's no more belts after this, but we will also be dealing with some additional terminologies. We'll talk about champion and sponsor. That's all. So that's the last bit of it that we will be working with. Let's go and talk about one by one. Who is a white belt? Well, white belt is just an awareness training program. So you might pick up a case study. You might just pick up a case study in your industry, how people have implemented, because Six Sigma is implemented across every possible industry. Then, as I was talking about this case studies thing, this is pretty much, I have some industries, but it covers lots of industries, tons of case studies, people are using it. So practically what you do in this kind of training, you call for a meeting, you educate people how people have done it, because tomorrow you want to go ahead and implement Six Sigma. You want people to understand what is Six Sigma. At least you don't want people to ask a question, well, what is lean? What is this Six Sigma? Is it a karate or judo? No, you don't want that. So pretty much it's just about an awareness training. But white, you don't become a part of Six Sigma project. Why? Because you've not learned any tools or techniques in white belt, but you just an awareness training. This is where we definitely need yellow belts, 100% yes. So yes, yellow belts are part of Six Sigma project as member, but obviously you don't lead a project. Why? Because you haven't gone through all the tools and techniques. You have just an overview training of DMAIC. That's it. You have an understanding of what 7 quality tools are. So you are very much important source of every project, because you will be sort of working and helping the green belts and black belts to manage those projects. Coming to the project management role, where you lead a project, is either as a green belt or as a black belt. So what is the difference in their project management skills? Well, practically none. They both are same, because both have to carry a complete project from beginning to end. So project management skills can't be same, can't different. Define till control, both have to manage. Where the change is statistical knowledge. This is low to medium, and this is extensive, absolutely extensive. This is where, when we talk about project duration, typical, not 100%, but most of the projects will take, we do a real world project, about 4 to 6 months time will be the time span of green belt. Black belt projects are more complex, multiple departments problem are covered. So it's about 9 to 12 months because it's more complex in nature. Role of a green belt. Generally, they work within their department. Now, why within the department why I've been saying Six Sigma has no boundaries, no industries, no department, and why within the department? Is it a rule? No, it's a culture which has been created in the organizations. Why? Because you are hired in a position, you hired as an HR person, as a quality person, your salary is paid by the department. So they want to take the benefits themselves. So the work ratio is 70-30. So 70% of time you still do your job, 30% of time you do the project. So if I'm an HR person, I will still be doing my HR job 70%, but 30% of the time I will solve HR problems. So if I'm an operations guy, I'll do 70% of operation work, 30% of project. That's how. But is green belt capable of doing any project? Yes, it's no limitation. When we talk about statistically, there is huge difference. So when technically, this is where there's a very big swing. And if I talk about, just to kind of give you high level information, here we only learn about normal data. Here we talk about normal, non-normal, categorical, which is categorical has 3 different types of data, 3 different types, plus on top of it, design of experiment, which is most complex here. Design of experiments. This is where it gets more extensive. So you technically, as a black belt, after that, there's nothing which you can't solve. This is more complex. Black belts is when you get for 100% project. You're 100% on project resource. You work with every department. You are cross-functional. So, and practically one more, cost saving. Now, cost saving can be criteria. Now, this will be decided by your company stakeholders. There's no official definition because if a small scale company can call a green belt project cost saving, like General Electric is a massive company. They define green belt as anything when cost saving is less than $10 million. They call it as green belt project. If it's more than $10 billion, it's a black belt project for them, but it's not for everyone. Your company stakeholders, sponsors, or directors will decide what is the level of green belt or black belt. They can decide. So there's no official definition for this one. Who is master black belt? Technically, an experienced black belt is a master black belt. But this person, does he do any project? Well, unless if you're working in an organization. If I'm employed in a company, I will not be doing a job, but doing anything, because you have a team of generally 9 to 12 green belts or black belts. Technically, you manage about 10 to 12 projects at one time. You manage. Well, you don't do anything, to be very honest. Why? Because a green belt does green belt job, black belt does black belt job. This person is more of a mentor or guide, because this guy is an experienced one and will help them if they get stuck. This guy works as mediator between management and Six Sigma team. So that's how it generally works out as a master black belt. You're more of a mentor, guide, coach to the team. Champion, it's a management's role, not Six Sigma. So Six Sigma people, we call somebody as a champion. Not a champion is not a Six Sigma designation. We call the owner of project as champion. Now, who is this by designation? In general, a VP or head of department. Head of department, where the project is going to be conducted. So HR VP, operations VP, anyone. This guy is responsible for success, failure of the project. So he's the owner. You are just facilitating. You are just helping the person solve a problem. So you, champion would have contracted you. Champion would have taken your services. So champion is responsible. You're just completing the project for the champion. That's what you got to keep in mind. And this person will help to remove any roadblocks during project, because if project gets delayed or failed, champion will get the beating. It's champion who's the owner. This person will approve, deny, or review the project. Very important person for us. Technically, my client is my champion. We don't generally interact with sponsor. The sponsor just funds the project. Well, and champion will be coordinating with the sponsor. But in some companies, champion and sponsor can be the same person. Same person, probably a director who was probably, he's funding the project and he's the champion as well. So exceptions can be there, but practically that's how you see the overall process being here. So these are different belts and roles that you generally will come across. Having said that last bit of it, I would definitely want to make sure we understand this. Champion maybe himself or herself a white belt only, or a yellow belt only, or green belt, or a black belt, or himself or herself maybe master black belt, or even none. Well, it's not, you to be a vice president of a company, you don't need to be 6 Sigma. Well, that's an extra skill. Well, this person might have taken up a training and might be, it's blessing to have somebody who's a 6 Sigma professional as champion. Then life is much more easy for communication. But yeah, we work with people, all sorts of people. And generally nowadays, when we do such trainings, we have been training lots of CEOs. I have trained practically. We do see that most of the management is getting trained on this one. But yeah, I guess that will be all from my end. And yes, I'm sure there will be some questions with reference to certification, the recordings and all of these things, the spreadsheet and everything. I would request Michelle to please join in, and please, you can probably take care of this. Yes, everything that you, all this. So Michelle will join in. Michelle? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, perfect. So I'm like I'm stopping the share. You please take charge from here on. I'm there itself to answer any questions with reference to 6 Sigma, and please you take from here.
Sure, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much. So thank you so much, Mr. Shashi, for your very valuable training this morning.
Thank you, Michelle, and thank everyone for your valuable time. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very informative and fruitful discussion, sir, and good job, everyone, for making it till the end of the session. We do hope that you all enjoyed it. Okay, so moving forward, many of you may be thinking of getting the participation certificate, right? This is as a proof of your attendance for this training. So as a reward for tuning in, going back to the special announcement, which I have mentioned earlier, we are happy to announce and inform you that instead of paying the regular price of $50, which we are normally offering to our clients, for a minimal amount of $20, you will get the participation certificate. So this is how it looks like. It's provided with the certificate number, the session date today, total duration of training, logos of our international accreditation bodies, which is the CPD and CSSC, or the Council of 6 Sigma USA, plus the signatories of our company directors. And another package is that we have this Lean Six Sigma e-learning course with exam and certifications. Okay, so what are the inclusions? We have the e-learning access, examination, achievement certificates, plus free participation certificate. You will get it for free, okay? Plus the trainer's notes of Mr. Shashi, which he used and discussed today. Plus the free access of today's recorded session, okay? The recording is downloadable, so you can save it in your desktop or mobiles and watch it even you're offline, okay? Whenever you want a recap or review this about this training session. So regular price is $200. But for today, you can avail the package by just paying $60 only, okay? So the benefits of getting certification for Yellow Belt, Lean Six Sigma certification, as Sir Shashi discussed as well a while ago, this one will help you having the certification, it will provide you an endorsement to employers, of course, career advancement. Okay, certified Lean Six Sigma professionals get good chance of growing to senior managerial positions. Okay, and certified professionals are amongst the highest paid professionals globally, so you'll get an excellent salary. Plus, this is applicable to all types of industries. Okay. So what's in the e-learning portal? Okay, once you avail the package of $60, you will get your own credentials. We will be providing you your username and password, which you can also reset if you want to change it. Okay, we have this e-learning materials here, ebooks, PDF presentations, pre-recorded videos, sample questionnaires, case study materials, and this is accessible for lifetime. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, here you can see the virtual class recording, Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt overview, Lean, and fundamentals of DMAIC, the ebooks and PowerPoints as well, and course content with trainer's notes, plus the sample papers. Okay, and here you will be this is the portal that you will be using once you are ready to take the final assessment. Okay, so about the assessment. Okay, this is flexible within 3 to 4 months upon enrollment, meaning upon payment, if you avail today, so you still have 3 to 4 months to finish and complete your examination. This is also an open book online exam. Okay, comes with 20 multiple choice questions. Okay, for half an hour duration. And the passing percentage is 50%. So out of 20 questions, you just need to have 10 correct answers. Okay, plus you will have 3 attempts to pass the final assessment. For example, you failed the first attempt, no need to worry because you still have 2 more attempts remaining. Okay, so apart from that, you will get the dual certifications. Okay, you will get 2 certificates, or what we call as the dual certification, one from IMC and one from CPD UK London. Okay, this is also internationally recognized with lifetime validity. Okay, so this is your IMC achievement certificate. It comes also of the accreditation logos, our accreditation bodies. Okay, the signatories also of our company directors. Plus, it comes with unique certification number, which can be used by your employers as well, or clients, or any other stakeholders to validate the authenticity of your Lean Six Sigma certifications. Okay, that you have received, and this is the CPD certification. As we have mentioned earlier, that IMC is a proud CPD member. Okay. Or this is the continuing professional development. This is an avenue for professionalizing learning, which is based in United Kingdom. Okay, it comes with unique certification number as well, plus number of CPD hours and points. Okay, so both of these certificates are internationally recognized and with lifetime validity, meaning you don't need to pay for any renewal fees. It doesn't expire. Okay. So how to avail? You just need to pay it through online payment via Stripe Gateway. Okay, you will be required to fill out your name, email address, phone number, and card details. Okay, once finished, just click the pay button. So please check your chat box for the payment link. I guess Miss Somi is there. Can you please share? Okay, so it's already shared. So if you're interested to avail, just kindly use the payment link and use your card to pay, okay? So upon payment, okay, once payment is successful, please send a screenshot to your respective counselors and email or through WhatsApp to expedite the process and receive the following. You will get an email containing the payment confirmation, the participation certificate form, and please note that the process of your participation certificate will be within 2 to 3 days, okay? Just rest assured that you submitted back the form, okay? Plus, the exam guidelines will be there in the email and your login credentials. As I've mentioned, login credentials or your username and password for your e-learning portal. okay, plus the recordings and the class notes via Google Drive link. The recording will be uploaded, okay, this entire session's recording and class notes will be uploaded within 2 days, okay, via Google Drive. So avail now and don't miss this exciting one-day offer, okay? So how to connect to your counselors? Just need to check back on your email invitation and reach them via email, okay? Or through WhatsApp. So here it is. So at the bottom part of your email, just kindly check the email, okay? Here, and just click this part so that you can message them directly. For your convenience, just click this link to message them directly in their WhatsApp so they can guide you also. Or click this icon down below. And also for those who wants to upgrade the level of their belts, okay, we have this 50 out to 50 to 75% discounted offer for Lean Six Sigma Green, Black, Master Black Belt, and Lean Six Sigma Green and Black Belt plus exciting previous. And also, if you will enroll and upgrade your belts within 3 days, you will get this 10% discount. Okay. So what are you waiting for? Just avail now and don't miss this offer. Again, please do check your inbox for the payment link. So if you want to take advantage, just kindly use that link and pay. So for more information, please visit our page at www.imcinstitute.ie, okay, so that you will know more about our institute, our services, other courses that we are offering, okay, plus the reviews and feedbacks from our alumni and corporate training partners. Okay. So once again, thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. And I'll be staying here, don't you worry, for a few minutes so I can answer if you still have more questions to ask before we end the meeting.
Excuse me, Marshall.
Any questions, please?
Yeah, we are being confused. Either the participation fees is $20 or $60.
I'm sorry, sir. You're not that much audible. May I request everyone to please mute yourselves?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You can ask your question now. Yes, you're audible now.
We are being a little confused. Either the course participation fees is the $20 or $60.
Okay. For going back to that participation certificate, okay, if you want to avail the participation certificate, that will only cost you $20. But if you want to avail the e-learning package, okay, that will be free for $60. Okay. The participation certificate will be free if you avail this $60 package.
All right.
Okay.
So
any more questions?
Yeah, we have restrictions from our government to we can't send remittances abroad from our country. So what would be the method of payment to avail this certification?
Okay, if that's the case, don't worry. Okay. Our counselors will be connecting you so that they can guide and assist you and figure out what is the most convenient gateway that you can use to pay. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Or better, please check your email, directly message them in WhatsApp. Okay, just click that WhatsApp link which was provided in that email.
What if I wanted to directly go for this green belt examination?
Okay. Yes, sir.
If I wanted to enroll for if I wanted to enroll for the green belt examination, how much it will cost?
Okay, for the course fees, okay, your counselor, your designated counselor will be providing you the complete information, okay, via brochure, okay?
Okay.
Because the pricing, it depends on your country origin. So the offer also varies. So don't you worry, the counselors will be in touch to provide you all these details if you wish to upgrade your belts, okay?
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Some more questions, please?
Yes.
You can unmute yourself if you have a question.
Okay, I have a question here, please, from you.
Yes, sir, please.
Thank you. This right from talking on this platform, the $60 that has to be paid today. What if it's extended to the Monday or Tuesday? Monday as a working day or Tuesday, will the benefits still holds?
That I need to check, sir, because as per the team, this is only valid for today. But please still just stay in touch with your counselor. Okay, let's see. Okay, we'll get back to you, sir, if this is still available for tomorrow or Monday. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
One last thing, please also mention what is the
Yes.
what is the process
Any more
of,
questions?
like
Hello.
and the black belt.
Hello. Hello.
Everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. You're audible. Tell me, please.
Okay. Please, can you be able to send the link for the payment and all that? Because the information you gave, they're all on the slides. So is there a way we can get the link?
Yes, sir.
like,
It's in the chat box. Can you please check?
Okay. And then also, please, I would like a bit more clarification on the payment. So you're saying that if
I'll be
the
sharing it
20
again, okay?
Okay, okay. In terms of the payment, you said the $20 is for the just for the participation certificate.
Did you receive it?
Sorry?
Yes, I
Can
already
you hear me?
shared the link in the
Okay,
chat box.
okay, that's fine. All right. I
Okay,
have
okay.
another
Anything
question
else?
about the
Okay, sure.
payment.
Go ahead.
The payment. It's regarding the $20. He said it's for just to set the participation certificate. Yeah.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. What about to get that certificate and also to enroll in the e-learning and take the exam? How much would it be in total?
That would be $60, sir. As I've mentioned here, once you avail the $60, that participation certificate will be automatically free. Okay? Okay. The advantage of getting it is that you'll get the e-learning access, the examination, the achievement certificates, okay, which will be 2 certification, one from IMC and one from CPD UK London. Okay, and the participation certificate will be free, plus the trainer's notes for today's session and the video recording. Okay.
Okay.
I hope this will help you to decide on which package you will choose.
Yeah. Okay. So this is just for today, right? This discount is just for today.
Yes, exactly. Only for today, sir. Okay. IMC have come up with this initiative to help out all the freshers and working professionals, same like you, as a starting platforms to enjoy all the major benefits of being a Lean Six Sigma certified, rather than just taking the participation certificate.
Okay. Please, if you can extend it, like the other speaker said, if you can extend it to Monday or so to help us, be able to take advantage of this, that would be great, please.
That, yeah, I will try. I'll do my best, but that I need to check, and I cannot assure that it will still be valid for the for tomorrow or Monday on Monday. So just kindly message in WhatsApp or email. Let's try to figure out what we can do. But what I can assure to you all that this package will just be available.
Okay. All right. I hope we can get the WhatsApp details as well. Is that in the link?
Yes,
Is that in
sir.
the chat too? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Please check your email. Okay. At the bottom part of it, you will see that WhatsApp link. Just click on it and it will direct you to that WhatsApp page of that counselor.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
just ping her or him. Maybe some of you received an email from Soumya, Brixie, Michelle, and Suryansh at IMC Learning now. Just kindly check it out, okay?
All right, then. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Some more questions, please, before I end the session.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Tell me, please.
Yes. How are you? Mine is just a clarification on the $60 package. So once you pay these 3 certificates, you receive them, or the certificate for achievement is the one that you have to first write an exam, or what?
Sorry, sir, you're not audible.
Okay, I'm just saying, I've seen the. Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir. Tell me, please. You're
Okay.
audible now.
Okay. Yes, I'm saying on the $60 package certificates, I'm seeing there are 3 certificates. That is certificate of participation, then a continuous professional development, then the certificate for achievement. So I'm asking, this one for achievement, it comes out after you finish the exam.
Yes, yes, correct. This achievement certificate, you will get it once you complete and pass your final examination. Okay.
Okay, and what's the duration to write this examination? Is it
okay? To write, yes, you can write the exam. Okay, within 3 to 4 months. If you avail today, so you still have 3 to 4 months to complete it. But yellow belt is just so easy. It's the basic level. So well, most of our students, they are completing the exam just like within a day or 2.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Then the certificates are just sent online, or will be.
Yes, this is, you'll be provided with a digitized copy through email as well. Same with the participation certificate, okay, plus this achievement certificates and CPD certification.
Okay, all right, okay. Then on the combo, that one for green belt and black belt, I saw you said 50% discount, 50 to 75% discount.
Yes, we have a discount of 50% up to 75. Okay, it depends on your country origin. I mean the country, because we're offering, the offer varies, depends on the location. So the brochure will be shared to you by the counselor. Okay, so just kindly check all the details, and plus it comes along with the pricing rate as well.
A question, please. Okay, all right. Okay, that's fine. Oh, thank you.
Okay,
so much.
okay. You're
a question,
welcome.
please.
Yes, sir.
Yes, a country like us in Nigeria,
Sir, you're not audible.
we have a policy 20 per month. Since we are looking.
Sorry, sir. I cannot hear you.
Into
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I have a question regarding the the exam, because the other person who just asked you a question, he was asking about when are we writing the exam. So you said 3 to 4 months. So I wanted to know, even if we make the payment, can we do the exam even in this month? Is that possible?
Yes, yes, definitely, sir. The earlier, the better.
The earlier, the better. And
Yes,
moreover,
correct. At
the other
least,
question who asked you about the 50 and
yes.
the
I'm
go ahead,
sorry.
go ahead, go ahead.
Yes,
I
sir.
said
At
the
least
other person who just asked
the
you a question
training is
about the
just
50.
fresh, and it's better to take the assessment the earliest.
The earlier as you can. All right. The other thing is the other guy who asked about the 50 and the 75%. So you said the 50 and the 75%, depending the location of your place. So
Yes, sir.
what about in the west part of the Africa? So how much is that?
That we need to check. We need to check, sir. So don't you worry, because the counselors will be sharing the brochure. Okay.
Yeah, the other point that I wanted to stress on the other questioners, they asked you about the duration of the payment, if it could be extended to Monday, probably, because we are in the weekend. So I don't know if you can talk to your guys at least to be a bit flexible in that area.
That I cannot assure, sir, but let's see. But just kindly message them, okay, through their WhatsApp. I'll share you here. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
The email, please check your email at the bottom part. Please click that WhatsApp link so that you can directly message your respective counselor. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, sir. It's here, sir. This one. Just click this link. Any more questions, everyone?
Yes, I have a question, madam.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
When you send us a link and when this program was promoted, it says a free training, right? And now we are
free
supposed to
training
pay for the certificate. Yeah. Now we are supposed to pay the certificate. We have attended the program, and now you are saying we have to pay.
No, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. The training is free, and what you will pay is just the participation certificate. And if you want to avail the e-learning package and examination and other achievement certificate, you'll need to pay this minimal offer of $60. $20 only for participation certificate, but the entire training, you will not be paying it. Normally, our students are paying $200 to $300 for this course only.
Okay. In addition to that, I'm from Ethiopia, and I can see some other people who are from Ethiopia also. We don't have electronic payments mechanism, so we have a problem with making payments. How can we support with that?
Come again, sir? About the payment?
Yeah, regarding the payment, we don't have electronic payments mechanism in our country.
Okay. But you do have bank accounts, right?
Yeah, we do have
you can
a
do
bank
bank
account,
transfer as well.
But we can't transfer to abroad, outside our country. We can't make it.
I see. Okay, sir. I'll raise this concern to our team, and then we will give you a feedback to your email if what we can do, okay, to sort this out so that you can pay and pay. Okay.
Please do. Okay, please do. Thank you.
Sure. But make sure, please, at least drop an email or a message to WhatsApp. Okay.
On WhatsApp, okay, I will do.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, I
Okay.
can hear.
So I am currently a Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt certified, and I want to pursue Green Belt. Of course, with with your institution. But how can I get the discount that you're offering? Like how much will be
For
the cost for the Green Belt, and how much discount will I get?
Okay. As I mentioned a while ago, sir, just gotta wait for the brochure that will be provided by the counselor, okay? All the pricing rate will be there as well, okay?
Okay.
Definitely they will give you a discount if there is, okay?
Okay, so how will I know? Does someone will send me a message, or someone will
Yes, sir.
send me
Yes,
an
sir.
email?
They will connect with
Okay.
you, but as early as now,
Please, I
please
just drop
ping
a
them,
question.
message them in WhatsApp, okay, or
Mhm.
send an email. Just kindly reply back on that same invitation so that, and also mention your concern so that they can respond.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay.
Please, I just dropped a message now, and a message as a question. Needed an answer, please.
Yes, sir.
Transaction. I just dropped a message on transaction policy, and I needed an answer, please. Please.
Yes, sir. If you do message them, definitely they will reply to you. Just kindly bear with the few delays because we are dealing with a lot of clients, like volume of clients are dropping message right now. So just kindly wait. Rest assured it will be responded within today, okay?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Once again,
Mhm.
I'm interested on the combo and this one, but do you offer what can I say? Just maybe to pay payment in installments once you, or you need a once-off payment, or maybe you
Okay.
can
Yes.
or maybe in
Yes.
installment.
Thank you for that question. Yes, we are offering also installment plan. Okay. If you want to upgrade to green or black belt. Okay.
Okay.
So the counselor will guide you also how to do that payment. Okay.
Okay. So I can do a follow-up on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please message and please do mention your concern so they can assist you.
Yeah, because sometimes we might fail to catch up with this 50 or 75% discount, but you might need to do it maybe through payments in installments. So I need maybe to guideline on that one, yeah, because
No, sir.
I
If
think
you want to upgrade for green belt up to master black belt or combo, yes, we have an installment option. But for today's offer, $20 and $60, it's not included for installment. Okay.
yeah, that one I understand, because I think from this one, green belt to other stuffs, yeah, that's what I'm asking for. Do you be like
Yeah.
paying installment as you proceed?
For today's offer, it's not included, sir, for installment payment. It's only for from green belt to master black belt or combo packages. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So this 50 to 75 again, it's got a duration to pay, or maybe it's.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm saying the one that you have indicated, the 50 to 75% discount, is it limited up to when?
Yes, sir. So that offer is limited within 3 days only.
3 days only? Okay.
Yes, sir. That 75% off. Okay.
Okay. So the pricing, where would we get it? I mean, to see how much.
The brochure. Yes, sir. The
Sorry?
brochure, it will be shared to your WhatsApp or to your email. Okay. Just gotta wait for a few minutes. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Okay. Don't worry, sir. Just keep in touch. We will be responding to you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Somya Frixians, sorry,
Is the
Yansh,
brochure offering
is
the
already in
discount?
touch with you all. So just kindly wait. Okay. Yes, sir. Tell me.
Is the brochure showing the discounts?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for this training. It was really helpful. I just have
Okay.
a quick.
Thank you so much for the feedback, sir.
Yeah,
By the
you're
way,
welcome.
sir, okay, for all of you, I highly advise, okay, once you receive the email today containing that certification form for this participation certificate for those who will avail, okay, please fill out all the necessary details, and we will highly appreciate if you can also give your honest feedbacks, okay? Any improvements that you think we will be needing for the upcoming sessions, just kindly let us know. Please click that feedback
Hello.
link, that Google Drive review. Google review. Okay, just kindly click on that link and please write a review. Okay, that will help our institution as well.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking, once I text on WhatsApp, will I get the discount from the brochure, or you the one who will tell me the discounts?
Yes, sir. All the details for the pricing rates and other discounts will be there. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, just one question. I've been through your website. I noticed you have other training courses. So I just wanted to know, do you have a similar offer like for the other courses like the Lean Practitioner certificate, something like that? Yeah.
Yes, sir. You can check also in our website. Check www.imcinstitute.ae. You can see the list of courses, also other courses that we are offering. Okay, and then once you think you're interested for that specific course, just kindly let your counselor know, and then he or she will provide you the brochure for that as well. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so you're welcome.
Hello.
Hi, sir.
I'm asking, if you pick the combo that is the green belt and black belt, will the certificate be two, or it will be a combined one certificate?
No, sir. Certifications will be separate for yellow belt, for green belt, and separate for black belt as well. Okay. And each belt, okay, you will get 2 certifications as well. One from CPD and one from IMC. Okay, except for the master black belt.
Okay, thank you.
But right now we're working on the accreditation for the master black belt. So soon you will get also CPD certification for master black belt. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Any more questions?
Hello, another question.
Yes, sir.
I was asking, what are the requirements so that one can register and you can enroll for the master black belt?
Okay, sir. For the enrollment requirements, you just need to submit your CV and your ID. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. And then your counselor also will be discussing anything about these belts, okay? And also who are the qualified students who can take these various belts. Okay.
Okay.
Any more questions regarding this certifications and examination? Please let me know before I end this session, okay?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
I want to make the payment immediately after the classes. So will the site be available for me to make payment?
I'm sorry, sir. Come again, please.
I said I want to make the payment for the $60 payment. Can I do it
Okay.
after the lesson? After the lesson, can you send me the link to do it after the?
Okay, okay. What time you can do the payment?
You can send it to my email. Send me the link to my email, please.
Sure, sure. Okay, I'll be sending. May I know your name, please?
All right, thank you. Hello.
Yes, hello.
I said I hope so. You have my email address, isn't it?
Yes, sir. May I have your first name? I guess Miss
It's.
Sammy already emailed it, sir.
I mean, yes, Mr. Amin, yeah.
Okay, okay,
All right, thank you.
okay. Please check it out, sir. Thank you. I hope everything is clear now. So shall we finish and end this Zoom session?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, this is just a general question. Like, okay, let's say I've done up to maybe whatever black belt. Maybe I want to what do you mean, like to register with an association, for example, American this AQS. Would they accept these certifications for registration, or maybe they're just for IMC?
No, sir. As I mentioned, and Mr. Shashi also mentioned a while ago, that this certification is valid worldwide. Okay, this is recognized globally, and definitely most of the companies right now, they will recognize Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt certification. Okay, and you can also provide them the certification number so that they can validate it. They can validate the authenticity of your certification through our website. You can make a validation also or verification of your certificate to CPD UK London. Just kindly, it will be mentioned on the bottom part of your CPD certification, okay, where you can send an email for verification.
Okay, all right. Because I've been just checking with the ASQ, so I just reading some certification criteria they want. So it means if I have these certificates, I can even forward them so that they can give me a certification number.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Please, I just want a clarification. It's a bit of outside what we are doing, but is there a difference between Six Sigma Yellow Belt and Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt? Are they different or are they the same?
They're just the same, sir.
Okay, okay. So they are not
Yeah.
different, different certifications in any way.
Lean Six Sigma certification is more stronger, sir, than Six Sigma.
Okay.
Because Lean Six Sigma is combined with Lean, two methodologies, Lean and Six Sigma methods.
Okay.
And this was all, yes, as per discussed also by Mr. Shish. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. All right, thank you.
Okay, I think all are clear now. If you have any more questions, please drop an email or message in WhatsApp to your counselor so that they can elaborate all the information that you want to know. Okay. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much for attending today's session, and I hope this will be fruitful, and I hope that you'll stay in touch with your counselor, okay, so that you can start your Lean Six Sigma certification. Okay. Thank you so much.